Part 31. After having everything taken away, she returns as a god. Author, Ching Qian. Chapter 301. Scarves, hats, and masks were not left behind, and they were also wrapped in thick down jackets. It is really difficult to judge who it is from this appearance. Sci-fi raised his eyebrows. You didn't just come back from a trip to the extreme north, did you? It's clearly too cold here in Bezhu. Chu Lingyun took off his gloves and rubbed his hands. It's still warm in the house. Director Tang, I also watched your drama when I was young. Sword Immortal is very good, coupled with Miss C's acting skills. I'm looking forward to your crossing the devil this time. Saying that, he has also removed the mask and scarf. The moment he saw Chu Lingyun's face clearly, Tang Haiqiu's eyes widened instantly, and he jumped up abruptly. You. Chu Lingyun wondered, what happened to me? I really watched your drama when I was young. Who didn't have a fairy tale dream when they were young? Sword Immortal was a drama 10 years ago. At that time, he was in his early 20s, and he was full of enthusiasm. Chu Lingyun has completely read Sword Immortal several times, and he still remembers the lines in it. The reason why Tang Haiqiu's Xiangxia is the ceiling is because the actors' acting, and lines are all carefully crafted. Where is it like in the current TV series, 80% of the funds are spent on the star's salary. From the start of filming, it has been searched for marketing all the way, but not much is really spent on the drama. Don't dare. Tang Haiqiu's back was sweating. You are the great director of Glen. The Glen Award has been established for nearly 100 years. In the field of directing, only Chu Lingyun has won the Glen Award for Best Director. More than once. A good director and actor are mutually successful. Yunlan and Chu Lingyun are. It is a pity that after Yunlan retired, Chu Lingyun has never directed any more works, only designing costume jewelry. But this still can't shake his supreme position in the director's world. Many people said that he was waiting for Yunlan to come back. Director Tang, then you are my senior too. Chu Lingyun shook his head. I specialize in the arts. You asked me to shoot TV series, I really can't do it. Tang Haiqiu looked at the ceiling, still in numbness. No wonder. No wonder the IFP schedule can be negotiated. Every region in the world has a time difference, and the schedule is more difficult to negotiate. IFP bought the international broadcasting rights of Chu Lingyun's 3 films, which will be broadcast every month. Only Chu Lingyun has the ability to make a new drama on IFP. We will be released on January 20th, and there is still less than a month and a half. Chu Lingyun pondered. Director Tang, I have a team here. You can cut the finished film to me as soon as possible, we can translate it. It is broadcast in various languages in various countries. IFP is an international station and broadcasts in every country. Tang Haiqiu once again turned into a stone sculpture, motionless. Chu Lingyun turned his head, very resentful. You say, am I that scary? I glanced at him. I don't feel anything. She just didn't want to get caught by him to work. After a long while, Tang Haiqiu finally calmed down. Director Chu, thank you, I don't even know how to thank you. Chu Lingyun can help a lot. The whole world is broadcast at the same time, and there is no domestic drama that has this ability. Correspondingly, Tang Haiqiu also became uneasy for the first time. The cultures of different countries are different, and he is very worried about the reputation abroad. Small things, a good drama should be enjoyed by everyone. Chu Lingyun waved his hand. Now there are not many directors like you who follow your heart. Tang Haiqiu sighed. I've always wanted to see you. You are a genius in the director world. I didn't expect to know you. Director Tang is also my idol. Chu Lingyun nodded. I'm working on the script recently, and I'm walking around to collect stories. When I'm ready, I'll invite Miss Si to make my new movie. Tang Haiqiu's hand shook, and he suddenly looked at Si, who was drinking coke, and said again, you. Chu Lingyun is an absolute golden sign. Many international actresses wanted to make Chu Lingyun's movies, but they didn't have the opportunity. And now, what did he hear? Can this Tong Lu Yun compare? Si fucking laid down a medicine bottle in front of him unhurriedly. Director Tang, the SISI brand Suxiao Juxin pills I made, take one when your heart is not good. Tang Haikiu, I think if I meet less with you, my heart will be much better. The two great directors are talking. Si fucking was as good as he was. I'll go home first, and then call me if I have something to do. She left the lounge and quickly packed all her bags. Yu Sa went to the bar, and today it was Shanglu who was driving. Miss Si, Madam also asked me when your drama will be released. Shanglu loaded his luggage into the car. Thanks to Miss C's medication, Madam's health has improved a lot, and the Lord has finished the work at hand. I want to come to Bizhu to see Miss Si in person. Si fucking thought for a while. I have a variety show filmed in Sijukan in January, so you don't need to go there. She was afraid that when the leader of the Thousand Army Alliance came, she would make another batch of quick-acting heart-saving pills. Shanglu nodded. Miss Si is busy, everything depends on what Miss Si wants. After sending Si fucking upstairs to come out, Shanglu immediately took out his mobile phone. Captain, Miss Si is going to have her birthday soon, so why don't we make a big one? Sang Yanking, who has not left yet. This has been with Si fucking for a long time. How come this person has become Si Li and Chi? Here, Si fucking returned to the bedroom, put on a helmet on the bed, and entered the Eternal Continent. She also ushered in a rare 1-month vacation, and she can take a good rest. Si fucking didn't go to the Eternal Continent, but clicked on the calendar in the upper right corner of the screen. The scene in front of her scrolled again, and she came to the palace in Yongan City again. It was the same place she was familiar with last time, but there seemed to be something different. The young Emperor Yin was sitting on the steps in front of the palace, reading a book. He was still wearing a cloth, but his back was very straight. Si fucking took a closer look. The boy's brows were a little sharper than the last time she saw him, and his eyes were black and white, bottomless. And almost at the first moment when she came to him, he instantly looked in her direction. I thought you were gone, but I didn't expect you to be here. His voice was light. Have you floated outside this year? A year? Si fucking paused. She hasn't been on the game for a week. Has he been here for a year? Does that mean he's 10 years old now? The ancients have always been precocious, and they have become biological children at the age of 14 or 5. It's only been a year since he had not seen him. In just a short period of time from the age of 9 to 10, he has matured a lot and looks like a man. Si fucking thought for a while, then reached out and wrote a few words on the ground. Oh, the boy raised his eyebrows, and a faint smile spread across his lips. Can ghosts still cultivate? So I can see you one day. Si fucking asked about the game system. Hint, it is detected that the player is not using the game cabin, and the level is not enough to completely pass through. She was thoughtful. It seems that because the game helmet is not fully functional, the game cabin is still required. It's not known when her game pod will be shipped back. Si fucking then gave a positive answer to the young Emperor Yin. The boy's eyes returned to the book, and said lightly, I'm looking forward to it. The gongs and drums were noisy outside, firecrackers were blaring in unison, but it was very quiet here. Si fucking frowned. What day is today? He turned to the next page, but his expression didn't show any change. The 18th brother is celebrating his birthday. Si Fu's eyes were fixed. The imperial concubine only gave birth to Emperor Yin and 18 sons. Coincidentally, the two had the same birthday. But the treatment is very different. Emperor Yin was born when the imperial concubine was put into the cold palace, and was directly rejected and thrown outside the palace. And the 18 sons were the ones she had when she regained her favor, and she gave all her favors. Emperor Yin is 10 years old this year, and his 18th son is also 5 years old. Originally the same father and the same mother, but no one asked him a happy birthday. Si fucking immediately ran to the imperial dining room, packed all the ingredients he could see, and even took away all the snacks, and quickly ran back. I will give you the next bowl of longevity noodles, you should eat these pads first. The young man finally raised his head, his pupils were dark and deep, as if there were some waves that were about to come. He did not eat it directly, but took out the silver needle he carried with him to test the poison. This palace is too unsafe, and the only one who can protect him is himself. After a stick of incense, Si fucking came out with a bowl of noodles. Well, she managed to make a bowl of noodles, which is an improvement. The color is also normal and should be edible. The teenager took the bowl, just picked up the chopsticks, took a bite, and sighed. Si fucking was looking forward to it, and then wrote on the ground and asked him, "Is it delicious?" The boy was silent for a while. "Well, it's okay. It's really hard to eat." In the years he was wandering, he had never eaten such an unpalatable food. It turns out that there are people who can make food so unpalatable. With the patience of the young Emperor Yin Huang, that is, after eating the noodles with chopsticks, he put down the bowl. He sighed, "I'll make it for you, can you eat it?" Hearing this, Si fucking ran to pick up a glass of water and drank it. The holographic game Eternal can originally bring game items into reality, and can automatically replenish energy after eating in it. The interest in the boy's eyes grew deeper and deeper. "You bastard, it's interesting too." He went to the stove next to him to cook, and Si fucking packed up and sent the clean dishes back to the imperial kitchen. As for the haunted thing, it's not up to her to take care of it. Better to scare the bullies to death. Si fucking held his chin to watch him cook, but couldn't hold back and poked his face. The young man's voice is very light, but his words are powerful. "Don't make trouble." Si fucking didn't move anymore, just looked at him. Only 10 years old, he is already very mature. And all growth comes in exchange for blood. Other people's, her own, she knows this very well. He is very skilled at cooking and has been self-reliant all year. "It'll be ready soon," the boy said. "Wait a minute." At this moment, a system prompt sounded in Si fucking's ear. Hint, there are 30 seconds until the end of this game, please prepare to leave. Without a reminder last time, Si fucking reported the unscrupulous game system. This time there is a reminder. And as if she had a hunch that she was going to leave, the boy suddenly turned around and looked at her quietly. It was obvious that there was nothing where he was looking, nothing. But seeing him like this, Si fucking seemed to feel that she was real too. His eyes were calm. "The next time I see you, it will be another year, right?" Before Si fucking could answer, he was bounced back to the login space again. A 7-day countdown appeared on the screen. Si fucking's fist was a little hard. She is an adult, why did the game give her an anti-addiction? But Si fucking admits that if there is no anti-addiction, I am afraid she will indeed play for a long time. See you next time, he will be 11 years old. She was very patient, and in a moment, she would be able to see with her own eyes the day he ascended the throne. How magnificent! This time, the crossing time was also longer than the last time, 2 hours. But still not enough. Si fucking sighed, took off his helmet, sat in front of the computer, and put on his headphones. Today, she and Qing Huan made an appointment to dub together. Xiaolu King Huan's voice came from the earphones. "I'm so sorry that this project has dragged on for so long, and I still have to ask you to record at this time." "I'm sorry, you helped me a lot back then." Si fucking smiled. "I just finished filming and I'm on vacation." The dubbing project this time is the cooperation between Chennai Club and C9 Dubbing Club. It is a radio drama adapted from a novel. Si fucking plays the male lead. The two entered the group. Immediately everyone came out to greet him. Welcome to Gila God. Welcome to Qinghuan. Ah, ah, God Gilu, I am your fan. I got into the dubbing circle because of you. I fucking said hello, hello. The original voice of Gila Great God is also so nice. Wait, suddenly, someone on the channel said, why do I think your original voice is a little familiar? I must have heard it. Your Majesty would never know that if it weren't for his 4 words eat well, Qin Qing would not have been tempted to cook for him 23,333. As a digression, I saw that there are 2 readers who are questioning the starting point, and I didn't want to explain it because they have already written it. What I have been writing is that 1,500 years ago, Daxia was the most prosperous, and all sides came to congratulate it, but after a period of decline, it is reviving. It is not the strongest. I have written it several times. The most recent episode is the ridicule at the Star Exhibition match, and the Fujiyama family looking down on the G family, etc. If it was the peak period of the 3 families and 4 leagues, how could anyone look down on them? Don't ask me again why Daxia is so strong and why the art of film and television lags behind other regions. It's not logical. It's not a strong timeline. If you read the text carefully, there won't be such a problem. The author is tired. After having everything taken away, she returns as a god. Author, Qing Qian. Chapter 302. As soon as the sentence came out, the other voice actors also recalled it. It sounds good, but it doesn't sound familiar. I've definitely heard of it, the man emphasized again. Let me think about it, give me 2 minutes. Qinghuan frowned and was about to change the subject aloud. Which voice are you talking about? I fucking said calmly, is this? This? Or this? She said these words in 4 different voices, which happened to be men, women, and children. The entire dubbing room fell silent. Someone was typing tremblingly. Great God, don't lower your dimensionality and attack, and you will be scared away if you attack newcomers. Various voices, Goddess, are you really not a spy? I'll give you the Goddess to sign up for the 0 assessment, don't you mind? I still mind, I fucking said lazily. After all, I'm from T18, how can I rely on the enemy? No one took this sentence seriously, and the atmosphere became lively. After the dubbing of the last paragraph, I fucking and Qinghuan sent the dry voice to the later stage. The 2 entered a private chat. Qinghuan had a lingering fear. We covered up your identity to the death, and no one said anything about it, but it's impossible to hide it from the rest of your life. In fact, it's only good for you if it comes out. I fucking sighed. My agent has a bad heart recently. I asked her to slow down first, and then prepare for the corresponding public relations. She is right. Recently, I have been very popular, which has caused a lot of unnecessary trouble. Mediocre talents don't attract jealousy. Qinghuan smiled. You are already a pervert among geniuses. Are you going to celebrate your birthday? I told the president and the others that they are going to Angkor to celebrate your birthday. No problem, I fucking responded. I'm on vacation recently, and I'm free at any time. Soon, Shinayan Society and C9 Dubbing Society both released an opening trailer for the novel radio drama The Rose and the Kiss. The lineup is very strong. Not to mention the name Gilu, Qinghuan can control the market by himself. Gila God will play a male voice as soon as he comes out of the mountain. Is this really a girl's voice? With Gilu, it is equivalent to having countless husbands and wives. You deserve to have a variety of voices. Both Shinayan Club and fans of the original novel are looking forward to the official launch of the radio drama. But there is no shortage of other voices. To be honest, Gilu hasn't shown his face for so many years, you know, he doesn't look good. It's true, a while ago there was a male anchor who kept covering his face, but the special effect of covering his face didn't work that day. His real face was revealed, and 50,000 people were directly retired. And a normal face with a good voice is not good as long as she looks ordinary. She will not show her face. Liuli also has a 6-point appearance. She has gone to the entertainment industry, and Dahae has also shown her face. Why is she special? Of the 6 elders of the Shinayan society, only Gilu is still mysterious. Although dubbing has nothing to do with appearance, it depends on strength, but people are visual animals. There have been many dubbing clubs newly established in recent years, and Gilu has re-emerged, and the status of Shinayan Club is as unshakable as ever. Many people are jealous. Sci-Fi didn't care. She counted the money that the producer had called her, and decided to reward Ziobai with more gold bricks. At 7:30, Nian Ting came back from get off work at the beginning of the year. Sci-Fi went out to meet him. Ching, haven't eaten yet. Nian Ting was very concerned after changing his shoes at the beginning of the year. Your aunt told me that your drama is over. Can you rest at home next? Well, next month I'm going to shoot a variety show in Sijukan. Sci-Fi walked over and squeezed his shoulder. Uncle, we are not short of money now. You don't need to go to the construction site, you should rest well. I'm used to it, I can't do it if I'm free. Nian Tingchu smiled, I'm satisfied to see you all doing well. Uncle, I'll find someone special to mix medicinal wine. Sci-Fi took out a few bottles of wine from the box. It's good for your health, you can usually drink more. Nian Ting took it at the beginning of the day, smelled it, and immediately felt that the pores were dilated and very comfortable. Good wine, there are a lot of precious medicinal materials, right? No matter how expensive it is for people to eat. Sci-Fi said, Uncle takes good care of his body, so he can regain his heroic appearance. Hearing this sentence, Nian Tingchu paused. He raised his head to meet the girl's clear pupils, and said softly, Uncle knows. He held the bottle and waited, gradually making a decision in his heart. Some evolutionaries will wake up around the age of 18, and it is time to talk to Yi and he. Sci-Fi returned to the bedroom, picked up his mobile phone and called Yujian, Senior Sister, have you checked the matter over the Evolution Alliance? Not yet. Yujian frowned, the information of the Evolutionary Alliance cannot be broken by hacking technology. They also have spiritual evolutionary people inside. You and I have left records. But the combination of your uncle and ordinary people can produce a super A-level evolutionary, and his own bloodline will never be lower than S-level. S-class evolutionaries are rare in the Evolutionary Alliance. It's too late to win over, how could it be delisted? Sci-Fi's eyes deepened, I understand, my uncle is not in danger for the time being, I can still wait. By the way, I met your fan when I was drinking today. Yumi raised an eyebrow. A couple, discussing how to celebrate your birthday. You are very popular wherever you go. Sci-Fi was not at all humble, that's right, I'm very likable. She had accidentally burned her big brother's wine cellar before, and got in easily. Skilled in handling the brothers and sisters. I also prepared a gift for our little junior sister. Yujian smiled even deeper, there are probably a lot of people celebrating your birthday this time, you are busy. Sci-Fi's birthday mousses really value it. It's been almost 3 years since her debut, but everyone knows what happened in the first 2 years. This was the first year that they were able to celebrate her birthday in an open and above-board manner. After all the hardships come, the darkness dissipates, and only splendor remains. Both Kaehwa and the fan group have established different groups according to regions to discuss birthday plans. Totally spontaneous, the studio was even kept in the dark. Yu Tang had already become a big fan in Kaehwa, and was the leader of this birthday celebration group. She prepared several plans and contributed her own pocket money. 9 uncles, 9th uncles, Yu Tang called Yu Zion immediately, Kinking's birthday is coming, I took out all the pocket money I saved to prepare gifts, you won't have nothing ready, right? Yu Zion closed her eyes slightly, neither cold nor indifferent, you still have pocket money. Yu Tang. Oops, she missed out. I am frugal. Yu Tang felt guilty. I didn't spend it all before, but I saved it up. Ninth uncle, don't change the subject. You see I've taken out my small treasury, you can't be stingy. Yu Xian's expression was steady and her voice was warm. This month's pocket money Feng San will call you. Yu Tang covered her mouth and suppressed her excitement. I will definitely give Ching Ching a good birthday, we can't lose Ching Ching anywhere. She knew that as soon as she sacrificed the artifact Ching Ching, her pocket money would be gone. After the call ended, Yu Xian opened her eyes. He propped his head up and looked out the window, slightly lost in thought. It has been more than 10 years since he came to this era, but how many times he has seen these high-rise buildings, he still feels a little unreal. As if all this might dissipate at any time, away from him. Birthday. Those two words didn't really mean anything to him. He has never had a birthday, and he has few memories of his birthday. Only once did he make a deep impression. He still remembered the words that the ghost wrote to him on the ground. Of course you have to eat longevity noodles on your birthday, like the constant moon and the rising Sunday, like the longevity of Nanshan, it does not collapse. Eat longevity noodles, you can live a long time. It was his first time eating longevity noodles. Yu Xian raised her eyebrows. Now that I think about it, maybe he died early because he didn't finish the bowl of noodles. But it's really unpalatable. After 2 lifetimes, he still remembered how unpalatable the 10-year-old bowl of noodles was. How could anyone make something so horrible? Yu Xian sighed softly. Longevity noodles are indeed an indispensable step. This time he was going to prepare. The next day, Sijukan. Qinjun League headquarters. I'm in better health, and King King's birthday must not be slack. Mu Qingmeng coughed twice. Prepare the Chenying sword and give it as a gift. This shadow-bearing sword was a famous sword accidentally acquired by the former Qinjun Alliance leader in Eternal, and was successfully brought out. After 10 years of placing it in the Qinjun League, Mu Qingmeng has the power to control it. Zhang Shuiyan laughed. Madam is going to make the young master angry. How many times the young Alliance Lord asked for the Chenying sword, and it was sent out just like that. You bastard, what's wrong with you? It's been a long time since you came back to see me. Mu Qingmeng snorted coldly. Ching Ching is much more caring than him. Zhang Shuiyan went down to prepare. On the way, I met Ji Qinjiao, who was in a daze. He thought for a while, then stepped forward and called her, Miss Ji. Ji Qinjiao snapped back to his senses, and his body subconsciously made an attacking posture. Seeing that it was Zhang Shuiyan, she clasped her fists. Team Zhang. Zhang Shuiyan smiled. You haven't let go of your soul these days, what happened? Ji Qinjiao pursed his lips. I have trouble with something, and there is no solution yet. The magic stick she met last time never appeared again. The boat will naturally go straight to the bridge. Zhang Shuiyan didn't ask, but said, I will take the leader and his wife to Ankan in Bizhu. If Miss Ji is free, come over to relax. Ji Qinjiao remembered that she saw in Sci-fi Super Talk that An Cheng had an offline birthday celebration, and she clasped her fist again. Thank you, Zhang team. Okay, Zhang Shuiyan nodded. We're leaving in the afternoon, you go to rest first. After Ji Qinjiao left, behind Zhang Shuiyan, a member of the team couldn't help but say, Captain, the Ji family is really, they left Miss Ji, a girl, in the Qinjun League since childhood, and they don't come to visit a few times a year. People are doing it, and the sky is watching. Zhang Shuiyan said lightly, there will always be retribution. Yes, the team member muttered, and suddenly said, Captain, can I change shifts with Shang Lu? He also wanted to follow Sci-fi. Zhang Shuiyan glanced at him and said calmly, go and talk to him yourself. Player. Forget it, he was afraid that he would be beaten to death by Shang Lu. On the other side, the Ji family. Ji Qinggui's birthday is also this month, and Ji's family is also busy. Qinggui did very well in the exam this time, so we must celebrate it properly. Mr. G was very pleased. It just happened to be King Gui's birthday the day after tomorrow. I am the host, and I invite people from other families to come over and have some fun. There are many people, and by the way, I can also pray for G King Gui. I don't need Dad to speak, I'm already ready to do it. G Longta laughed. I just sent someone to the Kinjun League to invite someone, and I should be able to invite Mr. Zhang over. As for the leader of the alliance, he is someone who cannot see the tail of the dragon, and he dares not even think about it. Just as he was talking, the housekeeper came back from the Kinjun League, with a look of shame on his face. I'm sorry, old man, the owner of the house, Mr. Zhang is going on a business trip, and I have no time for the past few days. I mentioned the name of Miss Jingyao, but the level of Miss Jingyao is too high. Lo, I don't even know Mr. Zhang. She is too useless. She has been in the Kinjun League for so long, and she can't even catch up with the top management. G Longta's expression sank. That's all. Old Master G waved his hand. The 4 major alliances are not easy to invite. Let's go to another family first. The Lin family is near, let's go first. G Longta followed Mr. G and went to Lai Lin's house in person. But it was unexpectedly empty. I'm sorry, Mr. G, you didn't come by coincidence. The housekeeper sighed. Mr. and young master have already taken the plane this morning. It's a coincidence, and it's also a birthday celebration. Mr. G was taken aback. Anken, Bizhu. Who? Although Anken is the capital city of Bizhu, because it is located in the north, the technology economy is not as developed as the south. On the contrary, there are a few families who can be called high-ranking families, but they are not comparable to the big and small families in Sijukan. Who is it worth Lin Bojian and Lin Qingchen to visit in person? Qingqing is about to eat a bowl of noodles that is more than 1,000 years late. This emotional drama is definitely the one I have written the most, and the tension are very strong. Q reading monthly pass has reached 1,000, and I will add more to you tomorrow. Leave a message to grab the building, monthly ticket lottery, the starting point of the red-sleeved heroine list, and the total list will end on the 5.7 th. See you tomorrow. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. After having everything taken away, she returns as a god. Author, Qing Qian. Chapter 303. And what made Mr. G a little unhappy was that the Lin family knew clearly that Ji Qinggui's birthday was on December 10, but they still left at this juncture. This obviously disregards the friendship between the two of them for many years. How can our part-time workers have the right to ask about the master's affairs? Butler Lin was neither humble nor arrogant. I'm really sorry, everyone, it was a coincidence. Seeing that Mr. G was about to get angry, G Longta hurriedly said, come first, come later, we are late, we will make an appointment later, we will all be in Sijukan, sooner or later, let's go, Dad. Mr. G suppressed his anger and left at the same time as G Longta. Dad, because the Lin family took a list from the Li family, it's been a little bit floating recently. G Longta shook his head, they are short-sighted. Lin Qingchen studied medicine, but the Lin family is not as serious as the Li family. When Lin Bojian is old, you will see that the Lin family will quit the circle of big and powerful families sooner or later. They are indeed short-sighted. I don't know that King Gui can enter the top 50 of the international entrance examination. Mr. G was cold. When we enter Liberty Island, what is their Lin family? After having a closed door at Lin's house, the two naturally wouldn't stay any longer, and immediately went to Li's house. At this time, Li Yinshan was having a meal with Bai Jingxi. Hearing the intention of Ji's family, he didn't reject it, but agreed directly. Mr. G was in a good mood and praised one more thing. I heard that Miss Bai has been admitted to the Sijukan hospital. She is really young and promising, and she matches Mr. Li very well. but he just said it with his mouth. Who didn't know that Baijingxi was Li Yinshan's substitute? But other families won't take care of other families' affairs. There are only interests between the big giants in the 4 cities. It is estimated that the only person who does not know is this Miss Bai herself. After sending off Mr. Ji and Ji Longta, Li Yan looked at Baijingxi and said lightly, "Why do you think of participating in variety shows? You are not someone who likes to show your face." Baijingxi groaned in his heart, but his smile did not change. "I also heard about this variety show from the teacher, and there will be international experts to teach it. It is completely different from ordinary entertainment variety shows. I want to learn more about medicine, knowledge, and make some friends." Li Yan nodded and didn't ask any more questions. Baijingxi slowly exhaled. If Li Yinshan knew that she had a relationship with Su Yang in the past, she would definitely die. The Li family's style has always been cruel. She has seen Li let the next person skin a person for life. The Li family is black and white, and Li Yan and Shen always carry guns with them. If it wasn't for her livelihood, she would definitely not depend on the Li family. Baijingxi pursed his lips and squeezed his fingers. She must mention something about Su Yang. If you don't want to die, you hide the relationship between them. Outside, Mr. Ji and Ji Longta went to the next house. "I haven't seen Li Yiji, so I guess he hasn't given up looking for his son," Mr. Ji said lightly. "Why do I need to tell you, there is no shortage of women around him who can give birth to him, and he is obsessed with a child he can't find. The wife ran away and the property was gone. Ji Longta didn't care, it's useless to get it back. Li Yinshan has been able to cover the sky in the past few years, and he has held the Li family tightly, and he doesn't know where the child was kidnapped, even if he is still alive, is also a piece of trash." Li Yinshan was different. The Li family devoted all their resources to training him, so he had nothing to say in terms of ability. As for character, that's not what they have to manage. In the end, the Ji family invited half of the 4 cities to celebrate Ji Qinggui's birthday. Mr. Ji didn't pay much attention to the affairs of the Lin family, but asked, "Where's Qingyao? Not coming back?" The housekeeper hurried forward. "The Qinjun League has a mission, and Miss Qingyao has taken it. She is on a business trip and is not in Sijukan. She doesn't come back for her sister's birthday. Doesn't she want to come back to this house in the future?" Ji Longta slammed the table. "She's getting more and more rebellious these days. How did I give birth to such a thing as her? Son. Since it's the mission of the Qinjun League, it should be treated with caution." Mr. Ji raised his hand to stop her. "She wasn't expelled by the Qinjun League, which means she has strength. It's okay to be partial. Don't let her chill." Ji Longtan nodded. "What you mentioned is that when Qinggui's birthday banquet is over, I will go to Qinjunmen to see her. At the same time, Zhongzhou, Mexico City. In the Magia secret room. Mo Yanwen reassembled Yu Xian's wheelchair and added many new hidden weapons. Since His Majesty's legs can walk, the wheelchair has become a burden." Mo Yanwen sighed. "Many ancient techniques have actually been lost, even the Mahists." Mo Yanwen rummaged through the ancient Mahist books, but he couldn't copy the hidden weapons from the peak period of the Mahist in the past few years. It is not that the Mo family has not had any geniuses in the past 1,000 years, but still no one has been able to break through the Mo family organ city. It is precisely because of the loss of these ancient technologies, coupled with the huge impact of modern technology, that even if the 3 and 4 alliances are still there, it is currently impossible to return to the Great Xia dynasty, which was at its peak and congratulated from all directions. Yu Xian sat in a wheelchair, rolled up her cuffs, and said in a warm voice, "People, you still have to have trump cards." In his 2 lifetimes, the word he has learned the most is forbearance. Having been in close contact with His Majesty, I realized that the historical records are very thin. Mo Yanwen smiled. "I really want to go back to that era and see. The light page he once turned has been a magnificent life for many people. Those who can leave their names in the history books are already very powerful people. More people were drowned in the torrent of time. They have no names, but they should be remembered forever. Uzion didn't answer the sentence, he paused, and then drew some kind of weapon on the paper with a pen. Your Majesty is going to prepare a birthday ceremony for Miss Si. Mo Yanwen thought for a moment. I am guilty, I haven't started a family yet, and I still don't know what girls like. Uzion handed out the prepared drawings. He smiled lightly. This girl, she is different. Mo Yanwen just glanced at it, and his expression was shocked. Good weapon. No wonder it is said that Emperor Yin is a natural god of war, and such a weapon can only be matched by the ancestors of the Mo family. Well, always using fists will inevitably hurt your hands. Uzion supported her head. She has insurance on her hands, so it won't hurt. Mo Yanwen was stunned, and he clasped his fists. The Mo family will definitely manufacture this weapon as soon as possible and give it to Miss Si. He went out with the drawings. The secret room is quiet. Uzion lowered her eyelashes and saw the new message on her phone. Girl, boss, I made a new Sci-fi brand pill for you. When will you come to my house to pick it up? Followed by a grimace emoji. Uzion raised her eyebrows, but did not reply, but directly dialed the phone number. Over there. Si fucking picked it up quickly, and she said cheerfully, boss. She has always been easily infected with his emotions. Uzion nodded. What's the matter, so happy? I made a lot of money quietly. Si fucking lazily said. I don't have a new variety show. Originally, the salary was only 3 million yuan, but now that 20 million yuan is mentioned, I can change a lot of gold bricks. The girl is amazing. Uzion laughed softly. Do you need help with the schedule of the TV series? I've solved it. Si fucking said. It's just a small matter, no need. Yeah, Uzion said lightly. I'll go back at night. It was the first time to celebrate her birthday, so naturally I couldn't slack off. Si fucking's fox eyes narrowed. No problem, I'll move the small bench and wait for you. She really is a dedicated and good employee. As soon as the call ended, another call came in. It was Ji Xingzi. Brother, I'm at the airport. He was beaming. Can you come and pick me up? Walking without legs? Walking with hands without legs. Si fucking was very double-minded. How old are you? You still have someone to pick them up. Ji Xingzi. He was wronged, brother. This is the first time I came to Anken, and I didn't recognize the way. Seeing, eldest brother will pick you up. Si fucking sighed, and on my OG, I am too embarrassed to say that I don't recognize the way. Shikigami has become a decoration. Okay, Ji Xingzi came to life immediately. Big brother, I'll wait for you. I'm going to deliver meals to my brother first. Si fucking lifted the lunchbox. Find a convenience store for yourself to squat first. Ji Xingzi. Talk about him like a dog. Si fucking went to the restaurant to get a lunchbox and sent it to Bizhu number 1 middle school. Yechian did it for 2 people. Nian Yian looked at Lin Jiwan, who was eating happily, and fell silent. He always felt like he was the one who came along. At the same table, my dad, brother, and my grandparents are here. Lin Jiwan lowered his voice. My dad asked me if I could rent your restaurant for a day and make room for Kinking's birthday. When Ye Zhenmian's restaurant was popular, its daily sales were more than 10,000. Lin Jiwan also knew that Nianyan's family was very difficult before, and did not want to lose him. I'll tell my mother that the rent is not needed. Nian Yan nodded slightly. Sister Ching Ching also said that she has many friends coming. At 3 o'clock in the afternoon, there were not many customers in the restaurant, so Ye Zhenmian rarely had dozens of minutes of leisure. She was also preparing birthday gifts for Si fucking, and at the beginning of Nian Ting went to the next city to buy things early in the morning. At that time, I couldn't find Si fucking in time according to Nian Hechuan's information, and finally brought the child back. Of course, I had to have a good birthday. Ye Zhenmian regretted not being able to find Sci-fi when she was coming of age. While Ye Zhenmian was studying the recipe, the voice of welcome sounded, and someone entered the restaurant. She was about to get up to meet her, but when she saw the person coming, her expression changed. What are you doing here again? This time, not only Ye Huiyan came, but also Father Ye. As soon as the two came in, they looked at the decoration of the restaurant with very greedy eyes. Sister, what's your expression? Didn't I tell you last time that my parents are coming too? Ye Huiyan stepped forward. It didn't take long. Sister, is your restaurant's business getting better? Phew. On the way, he heard other shop owners discussing Ye Zhenmian's restaurant. The daily sales are tens of thousands, and that is 300,000 a month. Ye Huiyan had never seen so much money in his life. As long as he thought that the money was his, he was so excited that he couldn't wait for a second. Ye Zhenmian ignored him and continued to study the recipe. Ye Huiyan turned his attention to Father Ye. Pillow Mian, you ran away with that surname Nian at the beginning, and your mother and I were both angry and sick. Your mother worries every day that you will not be able to eat or drink well. Father Ye understood and said lightly, now that you are prosperous, why have you forgotten your family? Listen to Dad, give this restaurant to your younger brother, they are all family, so don't be so polite. Ye Zhenmian was shocked by Father Ye's shamelessness, and laughed angrily. What did you say? Your niece is a big star, you are not short of money, why did you give this restaurant to your brother? Father Ye frowned, displeased. He is your brother, how can he treat you badly? Ye Zhenmian was too lazy to be angry anymore. She was very calm. I'm closed, and I don't receive guests. When I said that I rented this restaurant, it has nothing to do with me. What guest? I'm your dad. Father Ye sat down. Just give the restaurant to your brother, and we'll leave immediately. Sister, you don't need to find anyone else. Your son is in class at this time. Your niece was photographed at the airport just now. She will definitely not be back in a while. Ye Huiyan smiled, with a bit of sarcasm. By the way, I also want to ask, what about my brother-in-law? He really never achieves anything and can't help you. Why are you so stubborn about a restaurant? If you don't give it, then I will snatch it. He brought someone today, Ye Zhenmian, a woman with no strength. What can he do? The waiters in the restaurant are also all women and have no ability to resist at all. Ye Zhenmian took a deep breath and was about to speak when the voice of welcome sounded again at the door. What a big battle! There was a cold voice. I want to see how you guys rob this lady's restaurant. Come and rob in front of me. A man walked in, imposingly. The leader of the Thousand Army Alliance, Xiao Wen advises. This time, the three families and the four alliances got together and found each other. In the afternoon, I will add more roar, and ask for a monthly pass in a shallow way. After having everything taken away, she returns as a god. Author, Qing Qian. Chapter 304. He was wearing improved summer clothes and green boots, and he was dressed in a simple manner from head to toe. But under this simplicity, there is an old chilling air blowing towards the face, which is terrifying. Whether it is the three major families or the four major alliances, the capable ones have always come first. Especially the leader of the Thousand Army Alliance. There is no doubt that the force value must be the first among all competitors of the same generation. In addition, various tactics must be integrated. Xiao Wenjian can achieve the position of the leader of the Thousand Army Alliance, and he naturally has iron and blood. He also dipped the blood of many enemies on his hands, and he was never an easygoing and kind-hearted person. But Mu Qingmeng stood beside him in an emerald green Cheongsam, but it neutralized the evil spirit in him very well. The two are a perfect match. Ye Zhenmian was stunned for a moment. Mr. and MRSR. Sci-fi told her that someone would come as a guest, but she didn't expect the guest to come so early. MRS Nian, don't have to worry. Since I ran into this matter, I must handle it properly, Xiao Wen advised lightly. I've done this kind of thing a lot, and I'm already very skilled. Ye Zhenmian was a little stunned and was at a loss, when Mu Qingmeng stepped forward, held her hand, and smiled softly. Mrs. Nian, let's talk here. I'm a patient of Qing Qing, and I'm here this time. Thank you for the indulgence. In broad daylight, two big men are too embarrassed to bully a lady. Xiao Wenjian swept his eyes coldly, but I still have a bit of self-knowledge and know that I am robbing. Who are you? Father Ye was abruptly interrupted, even more displeased. It's your turn to take care of our family's affairs. Taking a step back, he asked Ye Zhenmian to give Ye Huiyan the restaurant, which was also for her good. Ye Zhenmian has no business acumen. If it was Ye Huiyan who ran the restaurant, the income would have doubled several times. At that time, Ye Zhenmian won't have to worry about fatigue, and can still share dividends. What's the dissatisfaction? And the water poured out by the married daughter, only the son can inherit the family business. Ye Huiyan was a little uneasy. Dad, why don't we come back another day? This man in boots has a murderous aura about him, which is definitely not to be provoked. He was afraid of something. But how did Ye Zhenmian know a woman? What, another day? Father Ye patted the table again. If she doesn't send you the restaurant today, she will send that big star to the hot search tomorrow. Let netizens see what kind of white-eyed wolf Si fucking is and how he treats his relatives. Xiao Wenjian's eyes turned cold, and he didn't bother to talk nonsense with the father and son, so he stepped forward and picked one up with one hand. In the next second, with a bang, Ye Huiyan and Ye's father slammed their heads together, and gold stars appeared in their eyes. Xiao Wenjian's actions were ruthless and fast, so fast that neither father and son could react. He grabbed the shoulders of the two and threw them directly out of the restaurant. After doing all this, Xiao Wenjian wiped his hands and said coldly, Shuiyan, take it down, don't let me see them both in the street. Zhang Shuiyan understood and asked the two Qinjun League guards to take Ye Huiyan and Ye's father away from the street. It was quite quiet in the restaurant. Ye Zhenmian fell silent, and began to wonder if she had strayed into some martial arts novel. Ms. Ye and they are a family, it's hard to come forward. I did the bad guy. Xiao Wen remonstrated naturally. It's also my fault. I should send more guards to your side, and save some of them who don't have long eyes. People are getting in the way. Ye Zhenmian had never been to Sijukan, let alone any major forces. But if he could say the word guard, he was someone with a family background. She watched Xiao Wen's remonstrance speak extraordinary and vigorous. Although the clothes are ordinary, it is difficult to conceal the extraordinariness of his body. Thank you very much, sir. Ye Zhenmian calmed down, thanked him and asked again, I don't know who he is. Identity is not important, what matters is fate. Xiao Wenjian smiled, I am a few years older than Ms. Ye, my surname is Xiao Wenjing, and Ms. Ye can call me Big Brother. This is my wife, Mu Qingmeng. When Mu Qingmeng heard the sentence, she looked at him with a very unkind look. Aren't you trying to take advantage of Qing Qing? This time, it was Xiao Wenjing's turn to be stunned. I've been wronged, madam, I definitely don't mean that. However, Ye Zhenmian quickly understood, and she didn't ask more. Brother Xiao, Mrs. Xiao. Mrs. Nian is refreshing. Xiao Wenjian hesitated, I don't know where Mrs. I is now. Qing Qing went to the airport to pick up friends. Ye Zhenmian hung the sign of the suspension of business outside the door. Sit down, two people, I will ask the back chef to bring the prepared snacks first. Xiao Wenjian nodded. Mrs. Nian is very polite. Mu Qingmeng asked the guards to bring in the prepared gifts as well. Xiao Wenjian looked around and lowered his voice, Madam, is Mrs. I really as amazing as you said? Of course, Mu Qingmeng said, you also know that my disease is difficult to cure, but Qing Qing solved my heart disease pain easily with medicinal tea. What is it that is not a genius doctor? Young age, strong ability, but not like some people love to show off. Very good. Xiao Wen suggested for a while, Madam, look, how about we talk to Madam Nian about the marriage? Our boy is 22. No, Mu Qingmeng categorically refused, he is not worthy, you are also dreaming. Xiao Wenjiao. In fact, he should have told his son that he also has no family status. Outside. Father Ye has passed out. Ye Huiyan had a bruised face and a terrified expression. Who the hell are you? Do you know that this is illegal? I'm going to sue you. Sue us, Zhang Shuiyan smiled mildly and his voice was calm, you can try. In the 49 cities, the Thousand Army Alliance is the only rule. The ambulance is called for you, Zhang Shuiyan said lightly, I wish you good luck. He called a few guards to clean up the mess, and when he turned his head, he saw Ji Qinjiao watching the advertisement on the big screen in front of him. It's the trailer for The Devil. Zhang Shuiyan raised his eyebrows, Miss Ji is MUSI. Ji Qinjiao was startled for a moment, then pursed his lips and nodded lightly. The leader and his wife are here to celebrate Miss Ci's birthday, Zhang Shuiyan said, Miss Si is a friendly person, and Miss Ji can come in with us. Ji Qinjiao never thought that Xiao Wenjian and Mu Qingmeng would go to Ankan in person for Si*'s birthday. She clasped her fists, thank you Zhang team. On the other side, Anzong International Airport. Si** received Ji Xingzi, and before leaving the airport, Xia Yu, Xia Yangkaiu and Yun Fengzi's family of 3 also arrived. She also went to pick it up. Youth became a hit, and Xia Yu signed Glenn director and producer Rhodes on the night of the group. He also released an album this year, whose sales topped the music charts. In the past few years of the Daxia Empire, he was the only one who made his debut at the top. Xia Yu currently has more fans than Si**, and is almost on par with Su Yang. He came back to Ankan secretly, but few people know the news. Otherwise, Ankan Airport would have been crowded by fans long ago. Xia Yangkaiu has always been fashionable. She took off her sunglasses, yo, your kid is there too? Didn't you get tired when you went back last time? Ji Xingzi. He looked at Xia Yangkaiu's fist and didn't dare to say a word. Come on, Ching Ching, let auntie hug me. Xia Yangkaiu threw the handbag to Yun Fengzi, I'm 19 years old and beautiful again, so how can she be my daughter? Ji Xingzi. The head of the supernatural administration can be considered to have understood the double standard. Yun Fengzi turned his head and looked at Xia Yu faintly, why don't you say that you are not a girl to make your mother happy? Xia Yu put one hand in his pocket, with a sloppy expression, isn't that you can't do it? Yun Fengzi, how do you speak? Xia Yu, tell the truth. Yun Fengzi was so angry that he wanted to punch him. Come on, kid, let me discuss with you about your family. After Xia Yangkaiu hugged Si**, he grabbed Ji Xingzi again, let's chat. Ji Xingzi sent a distress signal to Si**. Si** didn't see it at all. Ji Xingzi was dragged away by Xia Yangkaiu. Yun Fengzi acts as a coolie. Later, Xia Yu and Si** walk side by side. Si** looked at him up and down, you've grown taller, haven't you been targeted by the Evolution Alliance abroad? No, my mother banned my power, but when I meet some people looking for trouble, ordinary fighting is enough. Xia Yu shrugged, for me, the entertainment industry is the safest place. Si** nodded, it seems that your bloodline has mutated. Well, my mother is an A-level evolutionary. She can reach Super A level in a burst, but frequent bursts will consume vitality. Xia Yu said, and I was Super A level at the beginning, and my strength was unstable. Xia classmate, for the sake of my being your teacher, I can teach you something more. Si** took it easy, you are about to start filming, it's more dangerous abroad, so you can use it when the time is right. The power of the evolutionary. Xia Yu squinted his eyes and said in a leisurely tone, then thank Teacher Si in advance. Xiaobai jumped out of his bag, fell on Xia Yu's body, and quickly climbed onto his shoulder. I can't tell that my daughter still likes you. Si** touched his chin, how about I send you? Xiaoyu paused and said politely, I may not be as rich as you, teacher Si, and I can't afford it. His family's financial power is in his mother's hands. Xiaoyu is not an ordinary person. During the youth training camp, he once saw Xiaobai drooling at Jin Zi. Suddenly, I can think of the ancient mythical beast like Pixiu. So edible, is it actually a girl? Xiaoyu glanced thoughtfully at a certain Pixiu lying on his shoulders basking in the sun. He thought he was a bastard. Si fucking sighed, the whole internet knows that I'm a poor ghost. It's all my fault for raising a dog Pixiu that is too edible. Xiaobai licked his paws innocently and blinked. It's useless to be cute. Si fucking lifted it up with one hand, be honest with me these 2 days, or else I won't have anything to eat. Just eat, no change, really, the money goes into the belly of the Pixiu and never comes back. At 6 o'clock in the afternoon, people from all walks of life basically arrived at Yekinmian's restaurant. After school in Bizhu No. 1 Middle School, Nian Yin and Lin Jiwan also came. He glanced at the people in the restaurant and was confused, is your family a little cautious? Ah, Lin Jiwan was stunned, it seems like, what are they being cautious about? Lin Bojian really did not expect that he would meet Zhang Shuiyan here. Everyone in Sijukan knew that Zhang Shuiyan was the spokesperson of the Qinjun Alliance leader and the leader's wife. After all, Xiao Wenjian and Mu Qingmeng didn't show up very much. When they went to Qinjun League, the one they saw the most was Zhang Shuiyan. Zhang Shuiyan was here, standing behind a woman. Then the identity of this woman is self-evident. The Lady of the Thousand Army Alliance. The man next to her will only be the leader of the Thousand Army Alliance. Lin Bojian almost dropped the wine glass. He didn't dare to sit at the same table with the Thousand Army Alliance leader at all, so he asked to sit at the second table. It's been 10 minutes since I sat down, Lin Bojian's hands are still shaking, and he can't calm down. The leader of the Qinjun League, even if Mr. Yu went to the Qinjun League in person, he would never see him, but now he is here to attend Si fucking's birthday party. It's just an ordinary family dinner. Lin Jiwan sat down next to Lin Qingchen. Dad, do you have Huntington's disease? Nonsense. Lin Bojian was so angry that she stabilized, you don't know, or you don't know. Lin Qingchen was about to say something when the door of the box was pushed open again. Gu Huiyan walked in slowly and was very excited. Girl, I brought my vase this time, you can't accept it, you can take your birthday present, I dash. His words stopped suddenly. Everyone in the room looked at him. There are a few familiar faces in there. Xiao Wenjian coughed and restrained the shock in his eyes. He stood up and clasped his fists. Old Gu, it's a pleasure to meet you. After having everything taken away, she returns as a god. Author, Qing Qian. Chapter 305. Xiao Wenjian was really surprised that Gu Huiyan would appear here. Although the relationship between the three families and the four alliances has gradually drifted away since Emperor Yin passed away, there is still movement among the high-level officials. Xiao Wenjian naturally knew Gu Huiyan. Among the three presidents of the Heaven and Earth Alliance, Gu Huiyan is the most famous. Gu Huiyan is actually quite arrogant and has a high vision. At most, he was invited to give lectures at Xia University several times, but he never appeared in public. And now, he's here too. Gu Huiyan was no less shocked than Xiao Wenjian. Why are you here? No, what are you doing here? Most importantly, why did Xiao Wenjian come earlier than him? He came over as soon as he got off the plane, and he even made it a day earlier. In order to support the scene, he carefully packed the billion-dollar large vase in his office. Gu Huiyan believed that he would be able to abduct Si fucking to the TND Alliance. But who did he see? Look at what you said, I'll do whatever you want. Xiao Wenjian was short of Gu Huiyan's generation, but he didn't back down. I originally wanted to go directly to the headquarters of the TND Alliance to bring greetings to the master and his old man, but I didn't expect to be there. It's a coincidence that I meet Gu Lao here. Gu Huiyan's old blood stuck in his throat. You, don't tell me, you are here to rob the old man from me. He originally thought that he had a good chance of winning, and he had the name of the Heaven and Earth Alliance anyway. It is impossible for other art associations to snatch him. But the Qinjun League is different. The same 3 families and 4 alliances have the same status. Snatch someone, Xiao Wenjian was surprised for a moment, and quickly understood. Elder Gu, it's up to you. Gu Huiyan was furious. It? I liked it first. At the other table, Lin Bojian was numb to the point of aphasia. Of course he had never seen Gu Huiyan, but he had heard the name. Who else can be the person who can be respected by the leaders of the Thousand Armies Alliance? Lin Jiwan was very curious. Brother, who are they? Why are they still robbing Qing Qing? That's the leader of the Qinjun Alliance. Lin Qingchen barely recovered. He took a slow breath. This is the leader of the Tiandi Alliance. You should have heard the name Gu Huiyan. Lin Jiwan's eyes widened. Qian, Qinjun League, and Tiandi League. She has studied the history of the 4 major alliances of the 3 major families in junior high school. Wait, do these people want to fall out of the circle? Lin Jiwan suddenly became vigilant. Here, Xiaoyu pondered for a moment. Mom, why don't you go out and express yourself? Tell them that there is an alliance here, and we can't be left behind. Xia Yangkai glanced at him. Have you been itchy for a few months abroad? Xiaoyu immediately closed his voice. Very well behaved, with low eyebrows pleasing to the eye. Gu Huiyan naturally noticed Xia Yangkai. During the last Nanzhou rescue, he met Xia Yangkai, so he knew that she was one of the 3 principals of the supernatural administration. Originally thought that this was only within the responsibilities of the occult authority, he didn't pay much attention. It turned out to be for Sci-fi. Why are there so many people all at once? Are they all 3 and 4 leagues? Gu Huiyan suddenly lost the light of life, and he was asked to sit down on a chair in the middle with his eyes blank, and he was listless. Hey, Mr. Gu, here we come. Sci-fi walked in with a plate in his hand. Why didn't you tell me? I should pick you up at the airport. Gu Huiyan's heart throbbed. You let me slow down. He originally wanted to give Sci-fi a surprise, but who knew he got a big surprise instead? No, it should be said to be frightened. Apart from Sci-fi, Ye Zhenmian was the most calm. I'm not good at craftsmanship, I'll make you laugh. Nian Tingchu followed behind, frowned, and his eyes instantly swept to where Xia Yangkai and Xiaoyu were. 2 A-level evolvers. Since you are a good friend, you can rest assured. Dishes come quickly. Yun Fengzi lowered his voice. Your teacher is not easy, she knows the Ji family, she also knows the leader of the Thousand Army Alliance, and Gu Lao wants to accept her as an apprentice. This treatment. Unheard, unseen. Yun Fengzi sighed. I can finally understand why your mother insisted on taking her as an adopted daughter. Who would have such a girl? I knew it for a long time. Xiaoyu tutored. Do you know who designed the blueprints my mother collected? Several question marks appeared on Yun Fengzi's forehead. Xiaoyu added, it's teacher Si. Yun Fengzi was so shocked that he almost knocked over the cup. She is the right hand of God. How old was she then? He knew how much Xia Yangkai liked the design of the right hand of God, so he spent a lot of money to buy the original manuscript. What are you talking about? Xia Yangkai came back from the bathroom, suspicious. I think I heard the right hand of God. Yes, yes. Yun Fengzi wiped his sweat. Didn't Lan come out with a new design at the end of the year? I'll discuss with Au to buy it for you. Oh, Xia Yangkai narrowed his eyes. Let's trust you first, celebrate King birthday first, and talk about the rest later. Yun Fengzi breathed a sigh of relief. A banquet was full of fun, and in a blink of an eye it was past 11 o'clock in the evening. Sci-fi exited the box, she came to the inner room with the cake, and pushed open the door. The man sits in a wheelchair and quietly looks at the starry sky. She paused. Boss, why don't you go out? Uzion turned around and did not answer the question, but gently waved at her, come here. Si fucking walked over, what's wrong? He paused for a few seconds before slowly opening his mouth, it's 12 o'clock, it's time to open the presents. Just as these words fell, the clock made a dull sound and struck with a dong. Heralds the arrival of a new day. Si fucking was stunned, and then he saw that there were many gift boxes on the ground. On the top is a scroll with 16 characters written on it. This character penetrates 3 points into the wood and penetrates the back of the paper, which shows that the writer has a profound calligraphy skill. 1 year, 1 gift, 1 inch of joy. Once there is a good day, it is appropriate to sing along. It's all yours. Uzion smiled slightly, it's too much, I can't take it out, let's take it apart, I don't know if it suits my liking. Si fucking's fingers trembled, and it took a long time before he started to open the first gift box. Inside is a longevity lock, made of pure gold, shining brightly. Her eyelashes moved slightly, and under Uzion's gaze, she removed one. There are all kinds of gifts, obviously carefully prepared. But when it was removed to the 19th, it was empty inside. Si fucking was startled, is the boss testing my IQ? No. Uzion sighed softly, and he smiled, when you're an adult, you can use force, but this weapon needs to be polished well. It's not ready yet, so I owe it. When they are finished forging, I will take you to get them. The man's eyes are deep, and the waves are as magnificent as the sea, and his eyes are calm and powerful, giving people a very reassuring feeling. Si fucking still stopped in place. This is not the first time she has received a gift. In the past, when I was in the school, whether it was a master or a brother or sister, they would bring her a lot of things when they came back from a trip. But this time, she had a different mood. Can't tell the feeling. Si fucking rubbed his eyes and said in a low voice, boss, you have given too much, and I can't repay you. Huh? Uzion's brows moved slightly, and she said calmly, then you will repay me when you are smart. Before Si fucking could react, he got up and put another bowl of noodles in front of her. Can you still eat longevity noodles? Of course. Si fucking picked up the chopsticks, took a bite, and his eyes lit up. Boss, your craftsmanship is really good. I didn't expect you to be such a pampered person that you can cook well. Pampering yourself? Uzion was stunned and smiled again. It's appropriate to be pampered, but there's never been one. Even pampering is achieved step by step. He is indeed a tyrant. Handblade brothers, get the throne. Boss, don't worry, you are so good to me, I will work harder and repay you well. Si fucking looked serious, I will work hard and repay Daxia. Uzion's eyes darkened instantly. After a long while, he sighed inaudibly, it's still not very smart. Si fucking blinked, huh? It's nothing. Uzion tapped her head, eat. Si fucking finished the meal, not even the soup left. Uzion suddenly said, look outside. Si fucking turned around and looked up. Several kites were raised outside, and 2 kites were pulling a banner. Behind the banner is the largest advertising screen in Anzong. Just as she looked over, the advertising screen flickered. Bang bang. The sound of fireworks sounded at the same time. The big screen began to change, and her picture appeared. Si fucking was stunned, and recognized that the first photo was a screenshot of her singing the Mountain Ghost Ballad on Youth. Below is a line of words. Return against the wind, only you are the only one. The screen then changed, and it was the final makeup photo of RM's makeup series. Be your own most dazzling queen, and never bow to mediocrity. A few seconds later, a new shot appeared on the advertising screen. Not a photo, but a video, taken from the trailer for Devil. On the screen, it is Sui Yan, the goddess of the 2 worlds, played by Si fucking. She holds a long sword and points directly at the fairy palace. Thank you for walking all the way and never giving up. After all the photos and videos are relaxed, there is only one sentence left on the big screen. SI1210 happy birthday. It was also the moment when 0 o'clock arrived, and under SI Swibo, there was also the birthday copy that the muses had prepared for a long time. There are indeed hidden dragons and crouching tigers in the Musi army. There are many editing masters who specially cut birthday videos and posted them on video websites, and soon the number of views exceeded 1 million. At this moment, it seems that everyone is wishing her a happy birthday. From the 5 states of Daxia, the 4 corners of the world. The fireworks were still in full bloom. SI squatted down slowly, tears suddenly fell. Uzian's eyes changed slightly, and his heart tightened for a moment. He also squatted down, put his hand on her head, and asked in a low voice, "Why are you crying?" Si hugged his legs and said in a very soft voice, "I just found out that I'm really not alone." Uzian was stunned for a moment, but before she said anything, she suddenly raised her head. A pair of fox eyes are still foggy. His eyes sank slightly, and he heard her ask, "Boss, did you spend a lot of money on renting an advertising screen?" Uzian got up and said in a cool tone, "Is your mind awake again?" "Nonsense, I am diligent and thrifty." Si wiped away his tears and muttered, "I promised not to spend money indiscriminately, but this time it's fine. I'm very happy. May I invite you out for supper?" Uzian paused. "Me?" "They've all eaten." Si put on his hat. "Shh, let's go out secretly." Uzian sighed. She always made it so that he wouldn't be mad at her no matter what. On Weibo, hashtag Sci-fi1210 happy birthday hashtag has reached the top 10 of hot searches. Fans of Ankan specially recorded the birthday celebration at 0. The big fans don't know who sponsored the advertising screen. The advertising screen in that place is 100,000 per second. I heard that it will rotate for a day. Wow, what a big advertising screen. SI fans are amazing. Fans and idols are mutual. How good SI is to her fans will naturally like her more. By coincidence, G's family is going to have 100 tables for a banquet today. Fortunately, the family received an invitation. I heard that they were invited by chefs who have prepared state banquets. The big giants are still the big giants, and the upstarts can't compare. The stars earn more, or they are worse. It's embarrassing. SI's birthday and the rich lady's birthday collided, and he lost the match all of a sudden, which is a bit unattractive. I can't compare it. The G family invited guests from wealthy families. Si also invited people from the entertainment industry. The mooses were all celebrating, and they didn't even bother to give Heezy a look. Here, after Lin Jiwan finished eating, he happily took a few photos and uploaded them to his private Weibo. At Huan who loves sweet and sour pork ribs, it's a birthday for my baby. Sprinkle flowers and flowers. Q reading is still double the monthly ticket. Wow, give Ching Ching a wave, and we will continue to add more 2,000 tickets. Gu Huiyan, I really thank you, smiley face. See you tomorrow. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. After having everything taken away, she returns as a god. Author, Qing Qian. Chapter 306. This is her private Weibo, and she has only more than 5,000 followers, most of which are Musi, who has been involved in Kaihua. The mooses could also vaguely tell that Lin Jiwan's background was very unusual. But she still didn't expect her to go directly to SI's birthday party. Views and comments soon began to explode. It looks delicious. Which chef made this? Home cooking is always amazing. I die of laughter. What kind of home-cooked food is always amazing, and there is simply no money to ask a chef to make expensive dishes, Don't give yourself any more respect. The front foot said that G's family will have 100 tables of flowing water banquet today, and you can't wait to send Sci-Fucking's birthday banquet photos. You can also post some good ones. You can blow up with a few plates of home-cooked dishes. No matter how you say that Sci-Fucking is the daughter of an ordinary family, can she be compared with a wealthy lady? This, not to mention the family background, is incomparable, and the others are incomparable. The G family held so many banquets this time, that is because G Kingwei got a high score in the 7-school joint entrance examination, and the president of the T&D League has gone. Can it be lifted? Because the birthdays are on the same day, more and more people start to compare the two. Finally, some passers-by netizens couldn't stand it any longer, and they sent a comment. I said, "You guys are a bit logical in black and black. Do you see the watch on that hand in the upper right corner? Do you know what brand that is? RM, what level is RM's watch? I don't need to say it." Lin Jiwan liked this comment and replied to a comment. Huan V, who loves sweet and sour pork ribs, there are too many bosses, I can only sit at 2 tables QWQ. Originally, Lin Jiwan didn't want to reply to the nosy netizens. The internet is a mixed place, and the undergraduate rate of Weibo is less than 10%. She has been playing Weibo for so long, and she has long ignored the gangsters and keyboard warriors. But she was not happy to step on Sci-Fucking. It's true that the G family has contacts with the Lin family, as well as in-laws, but what does it have to do with her? She didn't even know what Ji Qingwei was like. Opposite Lin Jiwan was the Xiaoyu family. She had a photo that caught Xia Yangkai's hand. Soon someone picked up the price of this watch. RM's latest watch. 80 million. Netizens returned in silence. 1. A watch is worth for 9 cities and 1 suite. The Yu family is not so extravagant. Who the hell is this? No matter who can't be high, Sci-Fucking seems to know some people. No, don't you all care about the other point? The blogger said that she can only sit at 2 tables. Who is the main table? The blogger himself is a rich fairy, and I can't envy it anymore. Take more pictures. Hurry up. Lin Jiwan ignored some netizens who were still questioning. She looked at Xiaoyu, who was calm and relaxed, and patted Yu Tang, who was beside her, with some sadness. Tang Tang, does your family deduct your pocket money? If it wasn't for today's banquet, she wouldn't know that Xiaoyu was also a rich boy. But the Xia family in Sijukan did not have him. Speaking of these 3 words, Yu Tang was also sad. Deducted, my 9th uncle deducts my money every day, he is too much. Your 9th uncle? Lin Jiwan was curious, has your 9th uncle come? I heard that your 9th uncle is very good looking. I have never seen him before, and he is too low-key. Yu Tang also remembered that she didn't seem to have seen her 9th uncle. She looked around. No, how come Ching Ching is gone? At this time, at 1 o'clock in the morning, on the other side of Anken. In a late-night noodle shop. Sci-Fucking was looking at the recipe. Boss, do you like noodles? Yu Zion paused. For some reason, he recalled the bowl of noodles that he had unforgettable in his last life when he was 10 years old. It was probably because of that bowl of noodles. In the subsequent wars of the South and the North, even if the 3 armies were short of food, they could only dig the roots of the trees, and he still adapted quickly. He was taken aback for a while, and said lightly, the plain noodles are delicious. That won't work, eat more meat to have strength. Sci-Fukin ordered 2 bowls of beef noodles. She held her chin. Boss, sometimes you save, and sometimes you are extravagant. He doesn't pay much attention to food, clothing, housing, and transportation. Huh, Yu Zion raised her head and smiled. Money is spent on the blade, such as weapons, no matter how expensive it is. Yes, Sci-Fucking nodded, but you still have to save it for emergencies. Yu Zion raised her brows, and said, I want to ask the girl to teach me more about this. Soon, the proprietress brought 2 bowls of beef noodles. After putting it down, she inadvertently saw Sci-Fucking's face in the dim light, her pupils dilated instantly. Sci-Fucking didn't make any disguise, just plain makeup. The proprietress clapped her hands excitedly. I'm your fan. You look so good looking. Sci-Fucking. Does this work too? Today is your birthday, so you won't be charged for these 2 bowls of noodles. The proprietress was very tough. You must have a good birthday, this is a new year, and the previous suffering will soon dissipate. Sci-Fucking was stunned and smiled. Thank you, auntie. The proprietress left happily. Zion turned her head sideways. The age group of your fans spans a lot. Sci-Fucking blinked. I am very popular with elders. Hearing this, he turned around again, with a soft smile in his eyes. I like it very much. Sci-Fucking took a bite. That is, I made you a lot of money, and I don't care about you bullying me. If you don't like me, I will resign and find another home. Zion was silent for a rare moment. He began to think about what kind of environment she lived in before, and how she raised such an unintelligent head. When the two finished eating, it was already past 2 in the morning. There were only street lights on both sides of the road. Before Sci-Fucking left, he pressed a piece of cash and several autographed photos of her under the bowl. It is a good habit to carry a signed photo with you. Okay, go back to rest early. Zion looked at her quietly. Have fun. Sci-Fucking waved goodbye to him and returned home. Yezhenmian and Nian Tingchu left the venue early and fell asleep. Nian Yan had a class the next day, and he also rested early. It was quiet in the bedroom, and Sci-Fucking's ears moved. She walked to the window and said lazily, Second senior sister, do you think you are breaking into the dwelling? I don't want to go to the main entrance. Trouble. Jian shook his hair. Here, I have a gift for you. Recently, I can't move easily, so I can't bring anything good. Sci-Fucking took the gift box with a serious expression. Third senior sister, I finally found out that good people are rewarded. Hearing this, Jian wondered if her little junior sister had realized something big again. Maybe it would be helpful to understand her state of mind. So she thought about listening, and she humbly asked, how to explain? You see, I've been very dedicated lately, and my boss is also very happy. He has given me so many good things. Sci-Fucking clenched his fists. As a good employee, I should work harder and bring more achievements to the boss. Tsukishima. She even thought it made sense. Yuji unfolded her arms and raised her eyebrows. That's right, our little junior sister is so considerate of others, and everyone likes you. You should work hard. Although she couldn't remember Zion's face, she naturally saw everything he did. They are all mature old foxes, and she can't see his thoughts again. But she saw it in her eyes, but she wouldn't remind it. How can a little junior sister who has been petted for so many years be kidnapped by others so easily? But now it seems that the little junior sister can run away without her taking action. She was relieved. Tsukimi feels that she has a good temper. If you changed the senior brother or the second child, you would have hit the Mandarin ducks already. Fortunately it was her. Let's go. Yuji unhooked his lips. I'm going to the bar to play, you can rest. Overnight, netizens are still digging up the photos in Lin Jiwan's Weibo post. But there are only a few hands in the photo, except for the 80 million watch, nothing else can be seen. On the basis of this 80 million watch, I feel that Sci-Fucking's birthday banquet is definitely more high-end than G or something. Don't step on it again, as if the rich and powerful are very amazing. Indeed, the Yu family is the #1 wealthy family, and they don't have a watch worth 80 million. This RM watch is limited, and there are only 10 pieces in the world. This is the second only to appear in public. The first one was worn by the Duke of Miston a while ago. But the photo was obviously a woman's hand, and netizens couldn't figure out who it was. The remarks on the internet will not affect the G family, and the G family also disdains to drop their identity to compare with a star. And today, the two presidents of the Heaven and Earth Alliance are here, so Mr. G can forget about the unhappiness of yesterday. President Mo, President Lugo, welcome. Mr. G went to greet him in person. It's abrupt, our family can't see the wind. When the banquet is over, I hope the two of you can give pointers to my granddaughter. If it wasn't for him to release the news that Ji Qingwei scored 700 points in the 7-school joint entrance exam, please don't move the two of them. Well, President Mo's indifferent expression eased a bit. Miss G's artistic attainments are already very high, so let's just come and see. The two were placed at the main table. Mr. G still couldn't hold back, and asked one more question. I don't know President Gu. As the chairman, Gu Huiyan's reputation far surpassed the other two. President Lugo frowned. He's on a business trip, and he doesn't know where he's going. Mr. G was a little disappointed, but there was nothing he could do. He went down to prepare. At the table, the two presidents were communicating. It's a pity that Gu Huiyan ran too fast, otherwise he would definitely come with him. President Lugo shook his head, but it's better if he doesn't come. How can we accept disciples with him? Gu Huiyan doesn't know the goods, he will go to him, we will go to ours. President Mo said lightly. He has no idea what it means to get 7% in the 7-school joint entrance exam. The 7-school joint entrance examination is 700%, and the minimum international entrance examination is also in the top 100. And there are still 10 months until next year's international entrance examination. After Ji Qingwei's body is well nourished, he will definitely be able to rush higher. If you rush to the top 50, you will definitely be able to get a pass to the Free State. Liberty Island, that is the place everyone yearns for. Ji Qingwei is worth cultivating. President Lugo nodded. Yes, we can be friends with the Ji family, and we can also get some light. The guests filed in. Many people came to the Yu family. In addition to Yu Yao, Mr. Yu and MRSU also came. MRSU knew what Yu Yao thought about Ji Qingwei, but she was still a little dissatisfied with Ji Qingwei. After all, the physical fitness is here, what if it fails one day? Regarding Yu Yao and Ji Qingwei, MRSU never let go. Under the arrangement of the servant, the guests were all seated. The banquet officially started at 12 o'clock. The guests also knew that Ji Qingwei could not show up, and there was no surprise. At this moment, there was a dong sound from the inner room. Qingwei, MRSG screamed, come to the doctor, come to the doctor. The banquet hall suddenly became chaotic. Yu Yao's expression changed and he rushed over quickly. President Mo was stunned. What's going on? I'm sorry, the housekeeper hurriedly apologized. Our young lady is not in good health. I'm afraid she vomited blood. I'm really sorry. Have you vomited blood? President Mo frowned. Vomiting blood on your birthday, it's not a good sign. Why did Ji Qingwei suddenly vomit blood at this time? Didn't the Ji family take good care of her body? Ji Longta was contacting the professor of Xia University outside, and he didn't know what was going on inside. That's right, we want to ask you to make a certificate of honor. Ji Longta kept his attitude low, because Qingwei didn't write an essay this time. If she did, she would definitely be 700% first. She herself regrets it? Wait, the other party was quite surprised. What do you mean first? Number 1 in the 7-school joint entrance examination. Ji Longta took it for granted, we can get 700% in Qingwei, which is definitely more than the first. Even if she has a perfect score in composition, it's impossible to surpass the first. The other party paused, because the first is a full score in general subjects, 750 points, how can it be exceeded? Good Morning suddenly found that Ching Ching has been serialized for half a year. Time flies so fast. In the last 2 days of the double monthly pass, the babies of Cred are rushing. After having everything taken away, she returns as a god. Author, Qing Qian. Chapter 307. Ji Qingwei did well in the test, and he could also give him an honorary certificate, but to say that he can get the first place is a bit too confident, right? 750 points are already full marks. Could it be that Ji Qingwei can still score 800 points? Ji Longta's ears buzzed, and he couldn't react for a while. What? This time the first place is 750 points. The other party was very patient and repeated, even if you write a composition, it is impossible for you to take the first place. Ji Longta's body swayed, only to feel incredible, 750 points. Even a peerless genius like Ji Qingwei can test up to 700 points. What is the concept of 750 points? Ji Longta now understands it too. It turns out that this time, none of the Xia University professors called Ji's family to say hello, not because they were busy, but because they got a perfect score in the 7-school joint test. In front of full marks, Ji Qingwei's score is not worth mentioning at all. Ji Longta hung up the phone a little embarrassedly, and didn't mention the honorary certificate. The phone call from the Ji family made the professors of Xia University quite baffled. It doesn't feel anything better than I do. In this comparison, the difference is quite big. Professor Su sighed, student SI got a perfect score in the exam, and I haven't seen her publicize much. She is still filming in the entertainment industry in a low-key manner. I can see that she is. I really like acting. It's a good thing not to publicize. Those wealthy families have some dark places. Professor Chen shook his head. The grades are kept secret. Let classmate SI do her business with peace of mind, and don't be disturbed by villains. They had never met Ji Qingwei. But Ji Longta is so conceited and has a good face. I am afraid that Ji Qingwei has been raised in Ji's house for so long, and his temper is a little crooked. But it has nothing to do with them. The professors quickly forgot about the Ji family, and began to think about how to abduct SI fucking to their own college. The blow to Ji Longta was unclear, and he returned to the banquet hall in despair. Before he could recover from the shock of 750 points, he was told by the housekeeper that Ji Qingwei had vomited blood again. Ji Longta didn't have time to think about anything else and hurried into the inner room. Ji Qingwei vomited a lot of blood this time, but it was all painstaking efforts. MRSG was so frightened that she asked the family doctor to use all the remaining precious medicinal materials. Looking at Ji Qingwei, who had passed out in a coma, Yu Yao pursed his lips, feeling very uncomfortable. I'm sorry, I haven't found a ghost doctor yet. It was a fluke that he could meet the ghost doctor. Ji Qingwei's body couldn't withstand the brainwave shock of the game cabin, otherwise he could take her into Eternal to find those NPCs in the medical department. What's your fault? MRSG wiped her tears. If you hadn't run around to help Qingwei find medicine, her health might be even worse. She saved me before, so I should help her. Yu Yao frowned. I think I've run out of herbs. I'll go to Yanqingning's house again. Go and invite Master Ming Deng. After Yu Yao left, Mr. Ji made a decisive decision. Qingwei has been vomiting blood frequently these days, so there must be something wrong. Please ask Master Ming Deng to see if there is any trouble. There is no way this birthday party can go on. Ji Longta ran out to see off the guests again. President Mo said that he didn't care, but his expression was quite cold. Ji Longta sent away the two presidents of the Heaven and Earth Alliance. Fortunately, they didn't know that this 7-school joint test had a perfect score. But at the same time, he was also surprised. A perfect score in the 7-school joint entrance examination is an honor of Tianda. Why haven't I heard any rumors? If Ji Qingwei can get full marks in the exam, he can invite large and small families from abroad to celebrate her well. After the guests left, Master Ming Lan came. He was wearing an ancient yellow cassock and holding a meditation staff, walking slowly and unhurriedly. It looks like an eminent monk. After seeing him, MRSG was also relieved. It's weird. After inspecting Ji Qingwei's body, Master Ming Deng withdrew his hand, and a light flashed in his eyes. Second Mrs. Qi was originally gathered, but now it is constantly escaping. When people live a breath, this chi escapes, and it will naturally affect the body. Not only that, but the soul is also greatly affected. Buddhism has the concept of soul. When Master Ming Deng said this, MRSG was so frightened that her face turned pale. Then, Master, is King Gui helpless? Will this stop her chi from escaping? Madam, don't worry, the second lady has strong chi, and nothing will happen. Master Ming Deng said lightly, the energy is conserved, and after the chi escapes, it will definitely go to another place, and the poor monk will find out where the chi is going and solve the root cause. After the problem, let's make a decision. He recited a few Buddha's names and left a few more talismans before leaving. Ankan here. When Si woke up, he felt refreshed and relieved a lot. It was Sang Yanking who came to find her to go to the crew, and only then did she know that there was a public opinion war on Weibo during the day. This Miss G's health is too bad. Sang Yanking swiped Weibo and shook his head. Of course he vomited blood on his birthday, and a good birthday party was ruined. Si narrowed his eyes. Ji King Gui vomited blood again. The last time Ji Qing vomited blood, it was after the 7 school joint entrance examination. It seems that this method really works. The blood was spitting up, and her luck came back, and by the way, she could still make money. A very beautiful thing. Si touched his chin. Sister Sang, do you know why she vomited blood? Sang Yanking was stunned. Why? You still fortune teller? Si I'm angry. Sang Yanking, if your joke is heard, be careful that the G family will take you away. Also, don't scare Director Tang anymore, he will go to the cardiopulmonary department. Crossing the Devil will be released on January 20th, and it is still more than a month away, and the promotion has already started. The crew has scheduled road shows in several cities, and Si as the only big heroine, can't be absent. In addition to discussing the road show time today, there is also a theme song. Si arrived at the crew office, and after listening to the conversation between Tang Haiqiu and the music director, she thought for a while. Director Tang, wait for me, I'll make 2 calls. Tang Haiqiu felt that her words were a bit wrong. What call? It happens that 2 of my friends are in Ankan and haven't left yet. Si said lightly, I asked them to come and sing the theme song. She made these 2 phone calls so smoothly that even Tang Haiqiu couldn't stop her. After half an hour, Su Yang and Xiaoyu arrived one after the other. Tang Haiqiu covered his heart and was a little breathless. Sang Yanking. Did Si forget what she said earlier? The music director is also stupid. After sending Su Yang and Xiaoyu to the recording studio, they didn't recover for a long time. Tang Haiqiu's hands trembled. He took out the medicine bottle that Si had poured out to him, poured out 1 medicine and ate 1. Don't say it, it really works. But if I stayed with Si any longer, my heart couldn't take it anymore. Su Yang and Xiaoyu have extremely strong business skills, and they finished the recording very quickly. Xiaoyu had to catch a plane, so he took a step ahead. Su Yang bent over and sat down beside Si. Sister, what's your next announcement? Huh, Si raised his head, the birth of a new employee. This program team is very generous and gave me 20 million yuan. Did you go to the art group? Su Yang thought for a while. I don't have any activities next month, you can come and see. No, Si said, I won't go to the T&D Alliance. In the first hospital of Sijukan, I decided to be strict this time. Sister Sang told me to keep some. Su Yang fell silent. Si strength is a mystery, as is his medical skills. He had a deep understanding of both. There's really nothing to worry about with this show. It's someone else to worry about. Okay, Su Yang nodded, I'll see you when I'm free. He put on a mask and hat and left the set. A few steps away from the hotel where he was staying, Su Yang paused. After a few seconds, he went on. Yang, Bai Jingxi was stunned for a while, then quickly stepped forward. Yang, I have something important to do with you. One of the photos Lin Jiwan posted yesterday also showed half of Su Yang's body. But because netizens already knew that Su Yang and Sci-Fucking were good friends, and there was another 80 million in the table, Su Yang's discussion dropped a lot. Bai Jingxi came here with Li Yan on his back. Yang, I'm really doing it for you. Bai Jingxi pulled back the broken hair from his ear and said in a low voice, I'm following Li Yanchen now, you'd better not come to Sijukan, let him see you and I will both die. Su Yang's expression was indifferent, he didn't even give a glimpse, and walked straight forward. His action stinged Bai Jingxi's eyes, and she pursed her lips. Also, your friend and I signed up for the same variety show, and we will meet at the first hospital of Sijukan. Hearing this sentence, Su Yang finally stopped, with a cold expression, are you sick? I just want to get to know her. Bai Jingxi's voice was soft, she can make you a top-class person and you will never forget it. There must be something special. If you two get together later, I can still be your ex-girlfriend. Give her some experience. Su Yang's eyes instantly became very terrifying, go away. Bai Jingxi was taken aback. She had never seen Su Yang like this before, and she felt even more uncomfortable. Then you can do it yourself. Bai Jingxi's expression also lightened, the Li family is not something you can afford. With Li Yanchen's ability, he can make you disappear instantly if you are top-notch. Su Yang ignored her, didn't enter the hotel, turned her head and left. He didn't know how long he had gone, but a voice called him with a bit of surprise. Mr. Su. Su Yang was startled, Miss Zhang. Su Yang didn't show up much. But in the past few months, because of Sci-Fucking, he has gradually become active in front of the public. The cooking variety show that Zhang Changning participated in asked him to be a judge, and the two got to know each other. Are you running wild? Zhang Changning looked at the sweat on his forehead hesitantly, are you alright? It's okay. Su Yang shook his head and calmed down, I met an idiot. Su Yang's external image has always been gentle and jade-like, and he has hardly ever been seen swearing. Zhang Changning thought about it for a while, but still reluctantly distributed the dim sum she made to Su Yang. I made it for SISI, you have a good relationship with her, so I'll give you a few pieces. Su Yang took it and smiled, thank you. Although I don't know who you met, it hurts because of anger. Zhang Changning nodded, it's not worth it. Is it worth it? Su Yang said lightly, I was also blind when I was young. Zhang Changning. Su Yang is not only in his early 20s this year, why is he old? Sure enough, the people around SISI are becoming more and more like her. At noon the next day, the crew of The Birth of a Staff also released the guest list. The Mooses already knew about this announcement last month, and they were waiting for the official announcement from the program team. But they took a closer look and found a big problem. Internship location Sijukan Hospital? You female star, don't tell me that you can still heal? Didn't the studio say at the time that it was an internship at the TND Alliance? How did you go to the Sijukan Hospital? Art and medicine don't look alike, do they? What's the situation? No matter what, as long as the show is inclined, it must be rushed. Because of its novel model, The Birth of a Staff not only invited celebrities, but also professional academic staff. In terms of art, there are fresh graduates of the Academy of Fine Arts and Dance. The same is true of medicine. In addition to several expert doctors from the first hospital of Sijukan, there are also top students from the Department of Medicine of Xia University. The guest star is not the most worth watching. As soon as the announcement list came out, the black fans and the fans of the opposite family moved when they heard the news. Sci-Fucking is crazy, why choose medicine? Medicine is no better than art and law. If something goes wrong, it will kill people. It's finally getting better. Dragon Crossing is about to be released. How did Sci-Fucking's team start to hold her back? But anyone who is a painting apprentice in T&D League can't do anything, study medicine? Floating, can SI fucking be a doctor? She knows theory of traditional Chinese medicine or surgery of traditional Chinese medicine. She doesn't even know how to draw the appointment map of the human body. This show is no longer available, so everyone can leave. See you tomorrow. After having everything taken away, she returns as a god. Author, Qing Qian. Chapter 308. Actually, you can still watch it. It is estimated that the position given to her by the variety show team in this episode is really a vase. I don't understand the SI fucking team. Anyone with a little brain will not give her a job at this juncture. A variety show, she didn't even go to college. Still floating, with RM endorsement in hand, the first drama is the big heroine Xiangxia, and Tang Haiqiu is a gold medal director. I guess I thought, but the car overturned. I didn't expect to be assigned to the medical group. Ha ha ha, this time there's no way to get hot. To be honest, it must be a hype that she can go to Bizhu #1 middle school. Song Yanzi of the same age has stopped other announcements and started preparing for next year's college entrance examination. SI fucking still has time to shoot variety shows. Let's see what she can do in the college entrance examination. How much to test? There are indeed many people in the circle who are jealous of SI fucking. Because in the eyes of the public, she has gone from being a black person on the internet to being the #1 female idol with 30 million Weibo fans, and her luck is too good. Everyone has to admit that this is an extremely beautiful turnaround. But the speed at which she turned over was so fast that many people became vigilant. After all, the resources in the entertainment industry are fixed, and when SI fucking took it away, the others were gone. Not to mention, every year someone breaks their head and wants to enter the entertainment industry. SI fucking really shouldn't apply for this variety show. Let's not say which group she chooses, the legal group will not say. The interns are all able to get a place in the Star Court law firm. The stars in the art group, the guests included Zhou Haniang and Lan Qian, both of whom were members of the Heaven and Earth Alliance. Ning Ji from the medical team heard that he came from a medical family. SI fucking is making a fool of himself. Sang Yanking is also accompanied by a manager, and the golden signboard is about to rot. Any Weibo with SI fucking's name can always rush to the hot search inadvertently. It is another variety show on Daxiatai, and the entry #employee birth record star guest hashtag went directly to the #1 position in the entertainment list. More and more people came in, and invariably found that SI fucking was the only guest in the medical team who had nothing to do with medicine. Except for the long-awaited mooses, even SI fucking's passers-by fans didn't take a good look at this variety show. Some passers-by fans even went to SI fucking studio to ask SI fucking not to destroy his reputation, but to be a star quietly. Internet public opinion did not affect SI fucking in the slightest. In addition to fighting in person and cooperating with the promotion of the crew and the brand, she hardly ever goes on Weibo. On the weekend night, the anti-addiction against her finally ended, and SI Fu put on the game helmet with satisfaction. She rolled over onto the bed and quickly entered the world of the game. The third time he came to the side hall where the young Emperor Yin Huang lived, when SI fucking was thinking about what she could do for him, he heard a pop applause. Seriously, without mercy. SI fucking paused. In the courtyard at the entrance of the hall, several guards held the tall and straight young man with a cold face. The woman's eyes were bitter and cold. Did you push your brother into the water? The 11-year-old boy was terribly calm, but looked at the woman with his dark eyes and said nothing. SI fucking had a good understanding of the clothes of the great Xia dynasty. This dress is undoubtedly the imperial concubine. Her eyes were cold and she stepped forward. It was also in the one she appeared that the boy's eyebrows fluctuated. His lips lifted slightly. He is not a person who likes to laugh. Such a faint smile was also seen by the imperial concubine. You still laugh? Your brother is sick in bed, do you still have the heart? The imperial concubine was so angry that her heart and lungs ached. You really caught the bad habits of those homeless people outside the palace. After speaking, She raised her hand again and slapped the boy's face. But the next second, her hand was strangled and she couldn't move at all. But there is nothing in the air. The imperial concubine's heart suddenly tightened, and she suddenly remembered the rumors that the palace was haunted. The palace maids and eunuchs all said that the ninth prince lived in the cold palace where there was a lingering grievance, which proved that he was unknown. But that was all a year ago. She is a phoenix body, and she will definitely not be haunted by this kind of filth. But now, the imperial concubine's legs were a little weak, and she couldn't even say the word escort. Sci-fi didn't show any mercy, and threw the imperial concubine out. With a bang, she was ejected from the palace gate. Before the guards could react, Sci-fi raised his leg and kicked out one by one. Boom. The door is closed and the world is quiet. Sci-fi turned around and checked the injury on the boy's face. The imperial concubine's slap was not light, leaving a clear slap print on his face. But he didn't cry, and there was no change in his expression. However, this calm appearance made it even more distressing. Sci-fi didn't have time to say anything. She ran to the hospital at the fastest speed and took the best medicine rudely. While she drugged the boy, she wrote with the other hand. She hit you, why didn't you hide? She only gave birth to you but did not raise you, so she is not a mother. She remembered that the second half of the imperial concubine's life was recorded in the history books. He was not abolished, but was imprisoned in the cold palace. Life is better than death. The boy coughed twice and said lightly, because I knew you would come. Sci-fi was startled, then frowned. If I don't come, won't you be seriously injured? According to historical records, it was not long before Emperor Yin returned to the palace. At that time, he was still very weak and was pushed down the winter pond by several princes. He had a high fever for 7 consecutive days, and only one old mother was taking care of him. But he never got hurt again. The young man put his hands behind his back, and he said calmly, "You will definitely come." Sci-fi's eyes changed instantly. He actually waited for her for a year? Still counting the days? Even the minutes are counted so clearly. If you really don't come. He stood with his hands behind his back and smiled slightly, she can't get close to me, and these people will all die. Sci-fi knew that she was referring to the imperial concubine. How eccentric the old emperor and the imperial concubine were, the history books have recorded it. Sci-fi's heart took a moment to spare, and she continued to write. Then today is your birthday, right? I'll make you a bowl of noodles. What others have, you should have too. Looking at the words on the ground, the young man fell silent. No need, it's not my birthday today, it's getting late, I don't have any ingredients here, I'm not very hungry. Sci-fi then looked at him carefully. His body is indeed not as thin as last time, and his broad figure has gradually appeared. It is already possible to glimpse the future god of war. After all, the ancients matured quickly, and there were many who went to the battlefield at the age of 14 or 5. So she sat aside and looked at him. I don't know how long it took before the young man turned his head. Don't look at it. Sci-fi didn't listen. Anyway, he can't see her now. He seemed to admit defeat, and rubbed his eyebrows. Why don't other people have ghosts like you around? Where did you come from? Sci-fi rubbed his eyes, nodded his head again and wrote with his hands on the ground. You are not comparable to others, so here I am. Seeing this sentence, the boy's eyes became dark little by little. Holographic games perfectly simulate all human senses. Sci-fi was on the road show in Ankon during the day, and stepped on high heels for a day, which was actually more tiring than her escaping the pursuit of the Evolution Alliance. Under the blue sky and white clouds, the breeze was blowing, and she was tired. She lay on the reclining chair and quickly fell asleep. After the boy finished reading a volume of books, he stood up and said, "Do you want to go out for a walk?" No respond. He frowned slightly and turned his head. He could sense that the ghost was still here and had not left. Then there is only one possibility. Ghosts can still sleep. The boy lowered his eyelashes and seemed helpless. He sighed softly, I don't know what kind of ghost you are. He also read relevant books, and even went out of the palace to find out about the host who adopted him. But the ghost he encountered was completely different. The boy held the yellowed scroll in his hand, and then sat down to read. After an unknown amount of time, he suddenly raised his head and looked at the direction of the rocking chair again. Still nothing. But he knew that this time it was indeed empty. 1 year. He slowly got up and looked at the vast palace. I don't know what it will be like a year from now. He can wait. I fucking slept until morning. It was Sang Yanking who knocked on the door to call for her and took off her helmet. Get up, why do you still wear a helmet? Riding a bicycle in your dream, Sang Yanking lifted I fucking and shook her body, forgot that today is a national drama festival? You received an invitation, we have to leave early in the morning to do the styling. The organizer of the National Drama Festival also saw that I fucking was very popular. Even though she had not yet aired a drama, the organizer also sent an invitation. After participating in today's National Drama Festival, tomorrow they will go to some cities to promote it. The National Drama Festival is also a place where stars compete. RM delivered the dress yesterday. Sang Yanking is very cautious in this regard, and cannot be caught by the media. I fucking sat on the bed for a while with a few dead hairs on her back, and then got out of bed. She slowly stretched. Get up. What did you do yesterday? Sang Yanking was quite puzzled. Didn't you go home very early to rest? You have dark circles under your eyes, so you need to cover them for a while. I fucking paused. She was a little embarrassed to speak, because she fell asleep playing games last night. Games her people. He couldn't poke the young Yin Huang's face again. But although they have only met 3 times, the young Emperor Yin seems to have already trusted her. She is already satisfied. You don't know how to play games, right? Sang Yanking folded his arms. I'll count your recent missions, and I'm going to prepare for the recording of a new variety show, and I'm going to participate in the Oracle Trials, and Demon Crossing's publicity and roadshow. Can you handle so much work? One is already very tired. I fucking picks up 3 after another. It's impossible to take this into account for someone else. Sang Yanking really didn't worry about variety shows, she was more worried about I fucking's body. The body is the capital of the revolution. I fucking recalled, it's too cute, I can't bear it. Sang Yanking. Wouldn't her artist be playing some indescribable game? He's really cute, sister. Sang I fucking buried his head in the pillow. You didn't know you didn't see him. I didn't expect him to be so cute when he was a child. I finally know how Mom Fan came to be. The Emperor Development Plan, this game is really good. No need for repeated reminders by the game system. I fucking also knew that history could never be changed. So she didn't reveal anything, for fear of causing a butterfly effect. Sang Yanking held her shoulders and took a deep breath. Dear, let's get in the car first and talk on the way. Her entertainer played a game, and the whole person became abnormal. On the other hand, the birth of a staff program group. These 2 days are the time for publicity, and the official recording begins on January 4th. The program team has also contacted 3 internship sites. What surprised the planning was that Gu Huiyan, the president of TND Alliance, would come to be a judge at that time. He is very authoritative in the field of art, and he will definitely increase the popularity of the show by then. The heat has gone up. The planner glanced at the data in the background, lit a cigarette, and said indifferently, fortunately, the I fucking team has a sense of interest, and finally chose to stay. There are actually many people they can choose from, and there is no need to stick to one I fucking. but it is undeniable that Sci-Fi's traffic is real. Black fans can beat the iron fans of other stars. The other stars invited by the show did not have the topicality and traffic of Sci-Fi. Don't assign her any too difficult tasks at that time. The planner thought for a while. She's not walking the black and red line. If she is found to be maliciously edited, the program team will definitely suffer. The director nodded. Isn't Miss Bai wanting to get to know Sci-Fi? Why don't we put them into a group and let her lead Sci-Fi? Bai Jin used to study medicine, and it was still easy to bring a star who knew nothing about medicine. Look at this man, he is so young, so black-hearted. In the future, I will understand everything. This is the longest road I have traveled, smiley face. The last day of the double monthly pass, the baby who still has a monthly pass will take a pocket and give it to Ching Ching. The surrounding activities also end today, and the participating babies remember to take a screenshot of the management. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. After having everything taken away, she returns as a god. Author, Qing Qian. Chapter 309. The medical section is divided into 3 groups. The planner glanced at the list. Let's put Wei Chenjian and Wu Weining into one group with Sci-Fi. Wei Chenjian and Wu Weining are graduate students of the Department of Medicine of Xia University. They have signed doctorate degrees from Ethno University. They are the 2 strongest medical interns in this group. This variety show was also sent by Seattle to let them enter the workplace in advance to practice and practice. With these 3 people leading Sci-Fi, the planning is very reassuring. Actually, it's good for her not to assign her to the arts. The director nodded. Zhou Haniang's grandfather is a master of traditional Chinese painting, and he is familiar with him. He was born in Lan Xian Dance Academy and is more professional than her. The medical group, at least, made the comparison less drastic. As long as Sci-Fi is a vase quietly, he can still gain fans. At 6 o'clock in the evening, the Great Hall of 49 Towns was brightly lit. Every year on the night of the National Opera Festival in mid-December, many artists will come. Old opera bones, new generation actors and traffic stars gathered together. Tong Luyun is considered to be the highest-ranking group among these artists. Before she arrived at the entrance of the synagogue, many reporters had already gathered around to interview her about her recent situation. Tong Luyun didn't smile either, and answered coldly. Her character has always been like this. Entertainment reporters are not angry, but more flattering. Okay, the grand ceremony is about to start. Before Tong Luyun became impatient, the agent said in time, we Luyun are going in, don't crowd around here. The entertainment reporters didn't want to give up yet, but at this moment, someone shouted, Sci-Fi is here. Crash dash. In almost 10 seconds, the reporters surrounding Tong Luyun all ran to the other side. Tong Luyun's face sank instantly. She really didn't want to be interviewed, but she didn't want to. It's 2 different things to steal the spotlight from others. Traffic stars become popular quickly, and change quickly. The agent smiled and comforted her. You are different, don't lower your status and care, knowing that you are unhappy because of Sang Yanking's affairs, you have to rush to the international market. Prove you well to her. Tong Luyun's expression softened and she said lightly, go in. The agent was right. She is 32 years old this year, and she has won awards of various sizes, so there is really no need to care about a newcomer in the entertainment industry. How long Sci-Fi can be popular depends on her life. Sci-Fi was wearing a long black dress today, not a very high-profile color. But RM's design has always been unique, with a diamond necklace. This outfit is the goddess of the night. Crack clap. The cameras sounded crazy. Excuse me, Miss S.I., why are you thinking about the variety show The Birth of an Employee? A reporter handed over the microphone. Are you interested in medicine? Si fucking calmly said, "I'm interested in money." The reporter was stunned for a moment. She didn't expect her to be so straightforward. She was instantly ecstatic, and already thought of the names of many news headlines. He immediately asked reluctantly, "Miss Si means that you are only doing variety shows for money?" Si fucking glanced at him and said calmly, "Why, you're not interested? You're not interested in running the news at night, so why don't you go home and lie down?" Reporter. Si fucking easily made all the entertainment writers take a step back in awe. Sang Yanking found that she was of no use. The awards for the National Opera Festival are very watery. Almost everyone present has awards. The organizers have taken care of every artist. Guz Hainan won the Charismatic Actress of the Year, and Chen Yukiao was awarded the Outstanding Acting Actress of the Year award. Even Si fucking won the most anticipated newcomer award. Some bloggers have long made the red carpet photos of female stars into a 9-square grid and spread them on Weibo. Even if the stars gathered, Si fucking was the one who was seen at a glance among the dozens of female stars. Si fucking is really amazing, the photo killer. She is obviously very young, but her aura overwhelms the other big flowers. Tong Luyun also has the title of queen, and her aura is overwhelmed. Come again, come again, come and step on the old senior to suck blood to the top. When will Si fucking not be pressured by women? I don't care whether your fandom is gorgeous or not, I just look at the face. What's the problem with me praising Si fucking? The photographers at the National Drama Festival obviously knew how outstanding Si fucking's face was, and every time the camera shot was off stage, it would stay on her for a few more seconds. This gave Si new drawing material. Si fucking turned the trophy in his hand and sighed, "Sister Sang, the organizer is a little poor." Sang Yanking couldn't keep up with her jumping thoughts. Si fucking was very sad, "This trophy is gilded, and my dogs won't eat it. Today is white." Xiaobai cooperatively gave a contemptuous look. Sang Yanking, who has nothing to eat trophies? After the National Drama Festival ended, when the entertainment reporters wanted to interview Si fucking again, they found that they couldn't find anyone again. They had to go with other stars. Si fucking's transparent physique is really strange. When the entertainment reporters were still working, Si fucking got into the car. She took off her high heels as soon as she got in the car. Aside, Yu Zion noticed her movements, and her expression paused. "My feet hurt." "It's okay." Si fucking moved his shoulders. "I've been wearing high heels for the past few days, and I'm not used to it. I must wear flat shoes next time. No one can stop me." Yu Zion nodded and smiled, "Yes." He contacted the design director of RM and asked them to design some flat shoes as soon as possible, and the soles should be soft and comfortable. At the RM headquarters, the design director who received the news in the middle of the night woke up instantly. He was a little confused, but he went to execute it immediately. It is hard work to be a worker, and you have to work at night. 2 days later, the staff birth program group. Planning. Something happened. The planning assistant came over. Several medical interns resisted Si fucking and didn't want to join her. After all, Si fucking's job is a star, and the word doctor has nothing to do with it. The planner frowned. "Is the boycott very strong?" "It's not very strong." The assistant shook his head, "but if you resist her like this, the show won't be easy to shoot at that time." Originally, the team cooperated to complete the task. If Si fucking was excluded, the task would not be able to proceed. Otherwise, do you still dump Si fu? The director hesitated for a while, "But changing people now will have a great impact on the show, right?" "Not necessarily." The planner squinted his eyes. "The popularity is already there, but there are indeed a lot of objections from below. If you change people, maybe the program team will sell well and attract more people to watch." The director understood. "So we can let out the wind first? Let's try to test the attitude of Si fucking, and we can also see what the majority of netizens think. Okay, the planner lit a cigarette. Release the news first. Soon, news of Sci-Fi's withdrawal from the birth of a staff began to appear in major social forums. Sci-Fi studio detected it immediately. Sister sang, "These remarks cannot be groundless. The new media propaganda is angry. There must be a pusher. What should we do? What should I do? It's all over the nose. What else should I do?" Sang Yanking's expression turned cold. "I really thought we were begging for their variety show." She immediately called the show crew. The plan had been waiting, but before he could speak, he was interrupted by Sang Yanking. "What's your attitude? I feel like a mirror in my heart." Sang Yan smiled coldly. "To increase the popularity of our artist's fanfare, in the end, I wanted to kick it away. Since that's the case, we won't shoot. This is your breach of contract. Remember to pay the liquidated damages." She didn't give the planner time to react, so she hung up the phone. The director couldn't hear clearly. He asked, "What's going on? If you don't do it, you won't do it? When you are in the entertainment industry, there is only Sci-Fi." The planner slammed the table. "Now start to reconnect with other stars, and when it is confirmed, immediately send a notice to remove Sci-Fi. I haven't gained a firm foothold in the entertainment industry yet, so I'm so arrogant. I don't know how the road goes. After breaking the cooperation with Daxiatai, I will miss the mainstream awards in the future." The director sighed. Sang Yanking's temper will bring a lot of trouble to her artists. "Don't care about them, get in touch with the Heaven and Earth Alliance," the planner said lightly. "Ask President Gu's time, and the art team can fully cooperate with him to shoot." Originally, the medical team was the top priority, but the art team unexpectedly invited Gu Huiyan as a judge. After that, the focus of publicity will naturally be the art group. Sci-Fi is far from enough to see. Heaven and Earth Alliance here. In the office, Gu Huiyan took the big cup of milk tea that he just exchanged for the praise. "Little Lu, is that variety show about to start filming?" He squinted. "It's filming in our building? Do you think I should prepare something? Or change clothes? This is the first time I've been a judge of this kind of show." The middle-aged man wiped his sweat. "It should be the same as usual, right? Are you not often invited to be a judge in various art festivals at home and abroad? Can that be the same?" Gu Huiyan was unhappy. "This is for my apprentice to be a judge, so I have to support the scene, not to mention the clothes, even the shoes I have to choose carefully." Middle-aged man. For several months, this apprentice is still verbal. The so-called feng shui turns, Gu Huiyan also has today. "Wait, that's not right." Gu Huiyan frowned. "There is no SI girl on the list sent by the program team." "President, wait a moment." The middle-aged man immediately went to check, and quickly found the latest news on the internet. "President, Miss SI is in the medical team, that's not right? It seems that the program team will directly remove Miss SI from the variety show." The program team did release the win to test the attitude of netizens. Gossip: the program team has seen everyone's feedback and is already considering replacing Sci-Fi. This program group can handle it. If you have an opinion, it is really listening. There is so much news, it is estimated to be true, otherwise it would have come out to refute the rumors. Filming starts immediately. If Sci-Fi is replaced, this is really a great shame, and the commercial value will be flopped immediately. Black fans and fans of Sci-Fi's opponents are all gloating and celebrating. Gu Huiyan was instantly furious and slammed the table. "What does this program group mean? When did Daxiatai go back on its word?" "President, there are too many programs on Daxia, so we can't make generalizations," the middle-aged man said hurriedly. "Anyway, where is Miss SI? Where are you? It is their loss if Miss SI doesn't record this program." "Nonsense. Of course it's their loss." Gu Huiyan was very angry. "I'm also afraid that they will insult the art. Let them go, don't get in the way of the Heaven and Earth Alliance, find another place to shoot." He has already received news that Sci-Fi's 10,000 miles of rivers and mountains has been shortlisted for the finals. After the formalities are in order, a global tour will be conducted. She took on variety shows, which was to give the show team a boost. The middle-aged man wiped his sweat again and was about to speak when the phone rang. He took a look. President, the phone number of the staff birth program team. Gu Huiyan was even more angry. Let them get out. Middle-aged people have followed Gu Huiyan all these years, making many people roll past, and they are familiar with this aspect. He picked up the phone. Hello. Hello, hello, we want to ask President Gu's time. The planner is very respectful. The shooting process also depends on President Gu's meaning. Time, the middle-aged man smiled. The president has no time, so don't ask. The plan was stunned for a moment, and immediately became anxious. But didn't we agree at that time? We have all advertised. Yeah, it was agreed at the time, but it was you who went back on it. The middle-aged man sneered. Originally, our president was just because Miss Si signed up for your variety show, so she became a judge because of her face. No, even if your director came forward in person, he wouldn't bother to go. It doesn't matter if you transfer Miss Si to the medical team, but you still want to directly remove her spot. Do you still want the president and his old man to be a judge? Do you want to record your garbage variety show in TND Alliance? What a dream. In the last few hours of the double monthly pass, the babies of Cred are rushing. The robbery ends today at midnight. See you tomorrow. After having everything taken away, she returns as a god. Author, Qing Qian. Chapter 310. The birth of a staff program team. Clearly knows Gu Huiyan's position in the field of art. Although he doesn't show up often now, his strength is still there and he is highly respected. The young group may not know what Gu Huiyan looks like, but they will never have heard of Gu Huiyan's name. It can be said that with Gu Huiyan, the show has already exploded in half. Therefore, the planner and director only regretted Sci-Fi's withdrawal a little, and had no intention of saving it. They can even say to the outside world that they want to make the program more academic by eliminating Sci-Fi. At that time, as long as the name of Gu Huiyan is promoted, the audience will not be small. The above will also reward them and allocate more funds. But what did he hear now? The planner was stunned, his mind buzzing. He couldn't believe it. He opened his mouth. What did you say? What is the relationship between Gu Huiyan and Sci-Fi? Miss Si is here, the president is here. The middle-aged man said in a light voice. Miss Si is not here. You can choose another location for your filming. Although the president is semi-retired, he still manages the TND Alliance. Don't think about it. It's so powerful, please ask Gao Ming. After speaking, he hung up the phone. The planner was still stunned by the table, and layers of cold sweat broke out on his back, and he didn't recover for a long time. He did all the calculations, but he couldn't figure out that it was because of Sci-Fi that Gu Huiyan agreed to be a judge. Now that Gu Huiyan can't come, they can't go to TND League to record. What to do now? Quickly call Sci-Fi's team. The planner swayed, sweating coldly. Please come back. She can choose any group. You can also raise the salary. As long as Sci-Fi comes back, he can do anything. The assistant hurriedly dialed the phone. It was Sang Yanqing who answered the phone. Her tone was indifferent. Our artist has no schedule at the moment. The phone was hung up, and when I called again, the number had been blacklisted, and only the cold mechanical sound remained. Planning, something went wrong. The operator ran in panting and couldn't hide his panic. Sci-Fi's team has already posted on Weibo about the termination of the contract. The planner's expression changed, and he immediately took over the computer. The above is a Weibo that was freshly released a minute ago. At Sci-Fi's Studio V, the program team of The Birth of a Staff unilaterally breached the contract and maliciously damaged the reputation of MSSI fucking, and has terminated the contract. Bye-bye. If there are too many fan circles, they are all human essence. As soon as the studio's Weibo came out, the mooses didn't understand. Slip on us? The program team is doing well, and I will call on those around me to boycott it together. No more recordings, no more, we are worthy of better. Some netizens are really mindless. They really think that your sister-in-law's acceptance of a workplace variety show is just a vase. Wouldn't she be able to attend it in person? Woo, she still doesn't want to know too much. If one day she quits the circle, I really have nowhere to cry. The mooses have already started running around in Super Talk, calling for a boycott of the program group together. After finishing the plan, he slumped on the chair with a pale face. It's over. SI fucking is not the most important thing. What is important is Gu Huiyan. He has already reported the news that Gu Huiyan will come. Now that Gu Huiyan can't come, how can he explain? I didn't expect that SI fucking's team would be so hard-hearted, that they would not shoot if they said no. The director also panicked, and for the first time he was at a loss. What should I do? I can only think of other ways to remedy it. The planner took a deep breath, his fingers trembling. Bring me the list of other candidates. But he knew that no matter who he invited, he couldn't compare to Gu Huiyan. The director wiped his sweat and selected new guests together with the planner. On the other side, the forest villa. In the study, Feng San was reporting today's news. After dealing with Zero's affairs, Feng San continued, one more thing, Miss C's new variety show has some problems and has stopped cooperating. He recounted the ins and outs of the matter, and added, this program team really met the wind and the rudder. It is estimated that he found out that Gu Lao came because of Miss Si, and regretted it again. After listening, Yu Zian raised her head from the desk. She didn't tell me about this. His expression was calm, but it gave off an unfathomable feeling. Feng San nodded. Miss Si really doesn't like to say this. Besides, it's not a big deal, not worth mentioning. I hope she can talk. Yu Zian sighed softly. She can tell me anything, I'm listening. It never occurred to him that one day, he would also feel that he would not be able to play a role. Feng San was stunned. Ninth brother. If you want to change people, then change. Yu Zian changed a new brush, and said lightly, everything has been changed. Feng San understood. I'll contact Daxiatai and ask them to replace the main creative team. Before he left, he glanced at the writing on the table. Again. How can you say that you have no clothes, and you share the same robe with your son? Feng San understood. It seems that Brother Ju likes this poem very much. He can also practice at that time and try to get closer to Brother Ju. The birth of a new employee program group is here. The planning and director have been devastated all night, and have not come up with any good solutions. The candidate guests are either not popular enough or not strong enough. Turning over and over, it is not as good as SI fucking. The plan was very regretful, and just as he was thinking about how to convince SI fucking's team, the door was kicked open. Director the planner was stunned for a moment, got up in a hurry, didn't dare to lift his head, and murmured, Director, why are you here? The above gave you this new type of show to trust your abilities. Let's see what you have done now. The director looked cold. The recording has not yet started, and the marketing has already begun to fly. The requirement is to exceed 66 days of survival, which has been destroyed by your own selfish desires. The planner was sweating profusely. He opened his mouth, unable to utter a single coherent sentence. I. Don't you? The director didn't even look at it. Since you like marketing so much, why don't you shoot something else? The birth of a new staff doesn't need you anymore, someone has taken over. The planner was stunned for a moment, his voice was difficult, and more incredulous. Yes, someone took over. At the beginning, there were many people competing for the birth of a new staff, and it took a lot of effort for him to run for the top. Director Chin and teacher Si have worked together, and they both know each other's style. The director is neither salty nor indifferent, he knows what to publicize and what not to publicize. He did a good job of 66 Days of Survival, the stage thought. After thinking about it, the only one who can surpass him is himself. It doesn't matter who will plan this variety show, but teacher Si must stay. She doesn't want to cooperate with you, so you don't use it. The planner's eyes widened. Si fucking. To replace Si fucking alone? Gu Huiyan just came for Si fu, how could she ask Daxiatai to replace them all for her? The director waved his hand impatiently, and didn't say any more. Pack up, you can get out. The door was closed again, and the office was silent. The planner and the director never thought that it was not that they eliminated Si fucking, but that Si fucking opened them directly. And they all alarmed the director. The director spoke in person, not only this time, but they also missed the core mission of Daxiatai in the future. Feng Shui turns, especially fast this year. The planner fell on the chair, his hands shaking. He knew that this time was completely over. He buried his face and regretted more than once why he had to think about taking Si fucking out of the show yesterday. But now it's too late, it's completely irreversible. The termination of the contract between Si fucking and the birth of a staff caused a lot of uproar on the internet. Netizens also hold their own opinions. Bai Jingxian has been paying attention to the dynamics of the program group. After seeing the news, she was first surprised, and then had a secret pleasure. She could ask the program team to transfer Si fucking to the medical team, but Si fucking couldn't let herself stay. This is the power gap. Bai Jingxi thought about it and sent a private message to Su Yang on Weibo. "Hey Yang, why did the program team exclude Miss Si? Let me help you out, shall I? You also tell her not to be sad, things will definitely turn around." After she finished posting, she immediately quit Weibo like a thief. "Are you chasing stars?" The fellow ladies caught sight of them with sharp-eyed eyes. "You are generous in chasing stars. Who doesn't have an idol these days? But I really don't know whether to call you naive or stupid." Bai Jingxi frowned indiscernibly, Miss Ye's meaning. A real person like Su Yang receives tens of thousands of private messages every day. Miss Ye folded her arms. "Are you really stupid enough to think that you can be seen if you send a private message? Although he doesn't have a team, he manages Weibo by himself, and he doesn't have the time to read private messages one by one, and he has a lot of illegitimate meals, you won't be." Saying that, Miss Ye looked Bai Jingxi up and down. This look made Bai Jingxi very cramped. At the same time, she panicked. "No. I just asked him when he will release a new album. He hasn't released a new song for several months." It's true that he hasn't released a song for a long time. Miss Ye didn't put away her doubts, but are you really his fan? His new song will be out tomorrow, and sing the theme song of Crossing the Devil with Xiaoyu. Bai Jingxi was stunned for a moment. Crossing the Demon. Su Yang has never sang to a movie or TV drama. "Yeah," Miss Ye said, "needless to say, if you can invite him and Xiaoyu at the same time, only Si fucking will come forward. No accident, the day the song is released, it will break the records of major music platforms. She has made an appointment. The strength of Su Yang and Xiaoyu is guaranteed." Bai Jingxi pursed his lips. Si fucking again. She absolutely didn't believe that Su Yang and Si fucking just met at the bar, and the relationship between the two would be so strong. And at that time, Si fucking gained weight because of illness, so Su Yang could see it. Although she has broken up with Su Yang has not found a girlfriend in the past few years. Bai Jingxi took it for granted that he was obsessed with her. But when she found out that Si fucking status in Su Yang's heart was higher than hers, she was always very displeased. The only thing that can comfort her is that Si fucking was excluded from the birth of a new staff. Su Yang should also see that Si fucking is not so perfect. At 7 o'clock in the evening, when the school time came, Nian Yan packed her school bag and left school. Not long after leaving the school gate, he was stopped. Nian Yan glanced at him. He should be able to beat more than a dozen thugs. Thinking of this, he relaxed a bit. The surname is Nian, LV Mao, the leader, spit out the smoke from his mouth. What's wrong with my sister? You just insult her like this? Can't see her heart for you. Nian Yan was polite. Who is your sister? Ning Tingyi, Lu Mao sneered. My sister is a schoolgirl. You don't even look at it. Why, you have a high vision. Nian Yan frowned. He has been busy making papers for the past few months, and he almost forgot about Ning Tingyi. What else do you want to say? Lu Mao took 2 steps forward. If you can't say a thing or two today, don't even think about leaving. Nian Yan subconsciously said what Lin Jiwan had been talking about. A wise man does not fall in love, and a widow king has a great career all the way. More than a dozen gangsters were dumbfounded. Lu Mao was even more shocked. Are you sick? Do it and let him wake up well. After getting the order, the gangsters all gathered around. Nian Yan put his skull bag on the ground and clenched his fingers. There were not many pedestrians around, and when I saw it, I just glanced at it and ignored it. A lazy voice sounded at this moment. What are you doing standing here? Going home, my aunt is waiting. Sci-fi stepped forward with his hands in his pockets. As soon as she came, Nian Yan's arms relaxed. Well, it's just to solve the current problem. Sci-fi took off his hat and coat. Go back. These 2 words were said to Nian Yan.